this might be your too far right wing because you're afraid of upsetting your base.
No. Proud boy. No. That's crazy. That's crazy, Tom.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Inside this box, I have one of the greatest inventions in the history.
Can I guess?
You can. I'll give you two hints though.
Okay.
It is not chicken, and it is not pizza.
Oh man.
I know. I didn't.
It can't be a Chizza.
Oh my God! First guess, he got it. It's a Chizza.
I nailed it.
It is a
I'm the
Chizza.
best guesser alive.
I mean, I didn't think you were going to get it. I really didn't think you were going to get it. I thought we were going to be here all day. I really didn't think you were going to get it. It's a Chizza, folks. And a Chizza, if you're not aware, is 2 chicken breast fillets sliced down the middle just like a slice of pizza. It's a little chicken parm. Look how good that white meat is. Look how good that white meat is.
It's the best food in the history of the world.
With some
I genuinely, like, I've eaten Chizzas every day for the last month and a half. I am not sick of Chizzas. They're unbelievable.
I don't think I will be getting sick of Chizzas.
They're
So, it's the chicken. It's the mozzarella with the marinade to make it like a chicken parm, and then you throw a little slice of pepperoni on top. And you got yourself a Chizza. It's not a chicken. It's not a pizza. It's a Chizza. They are available right now at participating KFCs, and they will absolutely change your life. Morning, noon, night, breakfast, lunch, dinner. On the side, you could have a chicken dish with a side of Chizza. You could have a pizza with a side of Chizza. You can mix and match your Chizza with anything you want. It goes absolutely with everything. And our people at KFC have been so good to us the last couple months with all this unbelievable food. So live your life like we've been living and eat that KFC, baby. Go get yourself a Chizza.
I don't understand how people exist with their phones on anymore.
Exist with their phones on.
I'm expecting a call from my doctor because I have to change my appointment. I was supposed to have an appointment Friday.
This
which is a follow-up.
This is getting ridiculous.
It's a follow-up from last February.
Follow-up from last...
I just need to make sure I don't have whatever H. pylori is anymore. And
Wait, you're talking February 24 or February 23?
23.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're now past a full year.
Yes.
I don't think you can say it's a follow-up anymore. In a new year, that's just a new appointment.
I'm like, I talked to the guy. I talked to a guy today, and I was like, Walter.
I
got to be honest with you, brother. I was like, I
think we're done here.
An appointment in July or June, and then it was going to be, you guys moved it to November, then you moved it to January, then you moved it to April, and, oh no, whatever month it is now, March. And I was like, this time I had something come up. I will not be able to make it on Friday. So, like, I got to change it again. And he was like, all we got is August. And I was like,
Sorry.
I was like, you gotta do something. Like, you have to talk to somebody and you have to call me back because I cannot do that. That's insane to make me wait. So I have to turn my phone off, do not disturb, to wait for this call. And I'm just and I have an absolute panic attack every time.
Welcome to my life.
Like,
that's what you're talking about? My phone's buzzing right now in my pocket.
I don't understand how people do it.
Well, I also think, I know for myself, I'll speak for myself, and I think maybe you might be on over here. I have like full-blown PTSD from from people cyber attacking me with phones. It's like truly, genuinely. Like, I've had a couple toxic situations in my life where, like, I would get like hundreds of calls, and if I close and it would be at nighttime, and I can hear my phone buzzing on my, like, desk, you know, and that cadence of the buzzing. When I do hear that now, I literally, like, it's like a fight or flight reaction.
100. And now
it could be the middle of the day. I know nothing's wrong, but if I hear that zzz, 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 I'm like, oh. But I very rarely have it on Do Not Disturb because kids, who knows.
Now that I know it's off, I keep snapping, looking at my phone.
Yeah.
It's 100% PTSD. I have it from decades ago.
It's
been on. Dude, I remember one time I got in a fight, and I just had my girlfriend text me, I'm just gonna turbo call till you answer, you little bitch.
You gotta respect. I mean, guess what? I bet you picked up.
Yeah,
I bet you picked up because it's like, yo, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen.
I'm just gonna turbo call. I didn't.
You little
I
bitch.
think it's a phrase. I think
she might have coined it.
She might. It was long enough ago that she might have. I'm just gonna turbo call until you answer, you little bitch.
I mean,
I was like, goddamn.
That woman.
See there.
There goes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Here, let me go back to this doctor. I am. What's the right word? I'll say flabbergasted. I am flabbergasted that you are keeping up this charade.
What?
Of continuing, like, it's over. Just don't go to that doctor.
But I need to make sure I don't have this thing anymore.
Well, if it was that important, I think we would have. What if you had it?
I'm pretty sure I still have it. I took my antibiotics, and they were like, this is going to kill all your acid reflux.
Uh-huh.
And I took the antibiotics for 2 weeks. It was a nightmare. They warned me beforehand. They're like, this is going to kick the shit out of you.
Is it the dementia one?
No. That's what I take to prevent this was an antibiotic that, like, it was just, I was dragging ass for like 2 weeks straight. Cause I'd take like four separate chunks of pills. It was heavy duty antibiotics.
I don't get when that. I guess you got to do what you got to do, but when the side effects are worse than like the thing.
But the thing is cancer. Like
okay.
H. pylori, I guess, becomes cancerous in your stomach or whatever. So whatever. I'm just trying to kill this H. pylori thing, and it fucking. When I don't take my omeprazole in the morning, I still get fucking acid reflux. So I'm pretty sure I still have this shit, and I got to figure out how to get rid of it.
There also might be a chance that there is just simply no medication and no plan of medicine on the planet Earth that can stop your heartburn. Like, because of how you live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, doctors are going to be like, we can't stop this.
Yeah, right.
Like, unless you stop this, we can't stop that.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense.
I mean-
Which that brings me to my second point.
Okay.
I'm going to make you guys some sandwiches today.
Ooh! Bro.
I
I have learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson with two things at Barstool. One, I've talked about recently. I do not doubt Marty Mush ever anymore. Marty Mush has done enough weird things that I have been the complete wrong voice on him. I've been like, he's not going to be able to do any of this, and he has proved me wrong a bunch of times. The other thing is I used to make fun of John for his weird food, only to be proven delightfully wrong every single time. But that being said, we have to obviously acknowledge this is full-blown white trash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As long as, because you are equal parts white trash and like lace curtain. I'm
Lace curtain's white trash.
Is it? No, wait.
White trash did not know that.
Well, I'm white trash. But wait, I thought lace curtain was not white trash.
No, lace curtain is like you're pretending to be.
Oh. Yeah. See, I'm so white trash. I thought I'm so white trash. I thought lace curtain was good.
No, lace curtain is like you're putting on airs. Like
Got it.
Trying
Okay.
to seem like a higher class.
Well, you are lace curtain then.
Me?
At times, because deep down, John, you put whipped cream on sandwiches with cereal, and you're white trash.
Bro, this is more, and I hate to use this word, but this is more stoner behavior. Like, I just get high and make concoctions.
Well, that's true. But you know what? Like, when I do that, people look at me different. When you do that, everybody laughs. Like, when I just put Hershey bars inside of tortillas, people go, what the fuck are you doing? When John puts Raisin Bran Crunch in with whipped cream, everyone goes, oh,
well,
what a genius.
I'm glad you said that, because I would also like to acknowledge that I bought all these ingredients this morning, so it's not... These are not the ingredients I typically work with. Okay, usually I'm working with some Boone Farms preserves, not some jelly.
See, this is what I mean. This is now all of a sudden the same man who's gonna put Raisin Bran and whipped cream is gonna complain that he has jelly and not preserves.
Correct. And I'm usually working with. I got white bread today. Usually I'm working with like a 12 grain.
These are all a step up, bro. For the type of sandwich you're trying to make, you need synthetic Wonder Bread. You need Welch's grape.
I'm a little concerned that it's going to be too like
Too white trash.
It's gonna be too white.
Yeah.
You know, because it's really the melding of the two cultures that I think makes it particularly delicious.
So it's a little high class, a little low class, meeting in the middle.
I can taste the chemicals kind of.
Yeah. Well, listen. As a guy who loves to taste the chemicals, I can tell you right now, this shit's gonna be fire.
They didn't have Raisin Bran Crunch, so it is just Raisin Bran. But that's okay.
I think that's okay. I think you need the flakes, not the clusters. Yeah. The clusters I actually think would be bad for a sandwich. It would not fit the white bread very well. So I think the flakes is clutch here.
You're pretty accurate with that. That's
Jackie, do you think we can get some whole milk in here?
Yep.
I think there's a ton of whole milk in the fridge, if I'm not mistaken. That's a healthy dose of I feel like you should do jelly on its own slice.
I usually do, but I don't have the table space right now. Yeah, I'm typically a jelly on its own slicer for sure. I had looked for plates earlier. There were no plates, so now I'm using napkins here. It's a whole thing. If I was in the lab right now, don't worry about it. I'm going jelly on its own slice.
Okay.
For sure.
I do.
Right now, I'm like a war chef.
yeah. Like you're asking me to paint with no paintbrushes here. You're asking me. I don't even have a canvas to work with.
Get the boys fed, get back in the fight.
Yes.
That's all this.
Bro, I saw a TikTok. While you make this, I could tell this story. I saw a TikTok or a video, whatever, on Instagram. It was how a mother of 11 starts her day. Let me tell you something. This bitch is not a human. She's not a human. She cracked about 30 eggs into one bowl and laid out probably 40 slices of bacon before making like 100 sandwiches.
This woman's a cartoon character.
Yeah, she really is. Thank you. And I think some ketchup snuck in there. They were making like ham sandwiches, and I think they put ketchup on it. Have you ever heard of that? That's a white trash that even I don't know about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't say I've heard of it, but I'm not like no chance, never.
I mean, I guess it's like hot dogs, like ham, but I don't know. If I have like a cold ham and cheese sandwich, I am not putting fucking ketchup on there.
It's a move, but anyway.
It's mustard.
Hang on, let me.
Okay.
It is crazy to put ketchup on those sandwiches.
Jackie, are you white trash?
Let me focus on these whipped cream ones.
Am I white trash?
I don't think Jackie's white trash. Do you? I don't know.
I definitely have like trashy tendencies.
Yeah, like you're a trashy drunk and stuff like that, but you're not like.
I think I go against my family by being like
I was gonna say in your family you're probably the black sheep, right?
Yeah.
What was that? What are you just? Did you open the box yet?
The box is open.
Oh, okay. It looks like you opened the bag before you opened the box somehow. Now, what interests me the most is I love a good concoction. I've spent right now my thing is what do I eat? I eat Rice Cap'n Charms is my thing right now.
Rice Krispies, Cap'n Crunch, Lucky Charms.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but I shouldn't say Lucky Charms. I had just bags of marshmallows.
Just the marshmallows. Yeah,
so I really get you get a crunchy base with the Rice Krispies, a little bit of sweet crunch with the Cap'n Crunch, and then you load up with marshmallows. So I really enjoy a good concoction. Let me hit that first.
Yeah.
The problem is though. It's not the problem. What's interesting is that like your mind, like what made you go to Raisin Bran? That's not like a, just like in your field of vision.
I used to make my parfaits, and I was out of yogurt, and I was like, well, I got to use this Raisin Bran. So
this fucking guy over here is talking about making his parfaits, and then makes this.
Bro, I got a morning meat and a night meat.
They're very different, bro. You are as bipolar as it gets without being diagnosed. Like, I gotta make my parfaits in the morning.
You're always talking about parfaits.
He loves his parfaits. And then he hits the gym, and then he like puts on his cardigan and his fancy shoes, and then he goes home at night and he turns into Mr. Hyde.
True Dr. Jekyll,
and
Mr.
it's
Hyde.
like we're actually lucky that you channel it this way, because otherwise you would be a serial killer. Like I'm happy that it takes the form of these sandwiches instead of dead women.
Jackie, could you grab pads?
I was just gonna say.
I like this one better than the spoon test.
Yeah, well, it was something that was in my head, being like, I can't have two food situations back.
Right. So this one's got to be good.
I'm hoping this one's good.
Well, now we got to name this because we used to have spicy peanut butter and jelly was the Sour Patch Kids on the peanut butter cups.
We gotta do a food test. Everyone's gonna try it.
What this is peanut butter jelly cream crunch is like the idea, right? So we need like a PB brand crunch, PB brand cream, PB&J cream. How about we just call it a cream and crunch?
Cream and crunch.
Cream and crunch. Because you get the whipped cream in the crunch, and we know the basis of peanut butter and jelly. You don't have to tell me it's a peanut butter and jelly. It's a PB&J colon cream and crunch.
I think it's too much of a mouthful still.
Cream and crunch?
PB&J is so...
No, I'm saying we know it's PB&J, so you just call this a cream and crunch. There's only two things. That's not a mouthful.
No, but I think you're missing the PB is really the PB&J is still the essential, is the base of it.
But that's what I mean. Everybody eats PB&J, so you're gonna say, hey, I have a new PB&J. It's called the cream and crunch.
PB and crunch. I don't know.
What was that, Jack?
I don't know.
let's taste it and let's be inspired.
If anybody wants the milk here, there's also some Chizza to go with it.
What's in it?
Peanut butter jelly, raisin bran crunch, and whipped cream.
Like, there is no way this is going to be bad. Sometimes I'm skeptical. This is just going to be fire.
Yeah, it's gonna.
And I'm going to do this to the audience. I'm going to intentionally eat into the mic because I think you got to hear the crunch. Just for a couple bites, and then I'll leave you alone.
I haven't gotten the crunch yet, but like.
See, this is.
Now remember, he's handcuffed. He's playing with one hand behind his back here, folks.
This is pretty good. This isn't. I knew it. I knew it.
You didn't have the right ingredients.
I don't have the right ingredients.
Now, okay, here's the problem. Here's my problem, and it's champagne problems. It just.
You like it?
Good.
It's good.
But it's too much. It just tastes like too much of a PB&J though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I either need more cream or more crunch.
These are stale. These are stale. Stale raisin bran.
That's not going to do it.
No, this is terrible. This is a disaster.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, you botched it. It's a botch job. Listen, it's a botch job. I don't know what to tell you. It's a botch job. You fucked it up. You fucked up two food things in a row.
Like it's really good. It's
but it just tastes like a PB&J.
It is really good. It's truly excellent.
I'm trying to hit the. I also just couldn't really taste the cream.
Raisin bran?
I don't have the right raisin bran. Don't have the right bread. Don't have the right jelly. It's preserves is more what I like. It's fine. It's okay. This sandwich is better than what you guys all do. And you all like it.
You need more.
It's excellent.
That's also the problem.
It's excellent. No, it's not. It's transcendent.
Put like a good squeeze like a whole thing on and then take a bite of that.
On top or in the middle?
Wherever you want, but just make sure you get a whole bite with a whole bunch on it, and then you'll get a little more of that vibe too.
This is also, I gotta admit, this could be it's the drug situation.
I was gonna say you're also completely sober right now. You're not absolutely stoned out of your gourd.
Yeah, no, because like we were saying as we led into this, right now I'm Dr. Jekyll. Mm-hmm. Mr. Hyde likes this sandwich. Mm-hmm. This is some true bipolars where I like different foods.
Right, it's like you might be gay at night. You might eat this sandwich and fuck a dude.
Whipped cream helps a lot. The more whipped cream, the better.
You only put like a smattering of whipped cream. Yeah. You need like a can of whipped cream on there.
These are stale. These are stale. Can you taste right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're not crunchy. They're chewy.
I literally said I'm gonna.
You can't buy food at Walgreens.
I said I'm gonna crunch, into the microphone. There was no crunch.
No.
Yeah, honestly, check the. I bet you like those have been on the shelf for a minute.
I bet it's just a hole in it from a mouse eating. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're not due up for a year.
The whipped cream is so good.
So good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that to be fair is like a peanut butter and fluff. That's not new.
I had fluff every day as a kid.
Actually, wait. No, fluff's a little different than whipped cream. A little bit.
Yeah.
Thicker.
Same family.
All right.
I'm not gonna call it a failure.
No, it's. I really wanted a better reaction, but you had.
Well, I'll give you an honest.
No, you had the appropriate reaction.
I'm not gonna suck your dick.
I was able to like see the vision, and it would be good.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. No, it's.
I would do cinnamon toast crunch over raisin bran.
Woo!
Cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah.
Little CTC.
Little CTC.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's
You can't win them all, but I will say, you are now technically by the scorebook 0 for 2 on your last food things.
Yeah. What?
You're not wrong.
I'm not taking an over on this one.
No.
This was a
okay.
draw.
I'm just saying. These are not hitting like you expect them to hit.
No, I should have got y'all high.
It's a buffet of bits. You're doing a buffet of bits, and right now the bits haven't hit. You got to hit on your bits. If you don't hit on your bits, it's a bust.
The spoon thing also though, like I came around to it and I was thinking about it and I was like,
you know what?
We didn't really give him enough credit for.
Well,
like, how
Jackie, here was
crazy
the
those
problem.
spoons
I don't know about you. I was convinced it was going to be something about like how we eat. Like if I knew where we were going, I was not even thinking about the spoon.
But
I was trying to do a
respect-
misdirection.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But I respect the setup.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
I look back
yeah.
on it and I respect it all, but in the moment, like it's not going to elicit the reaction that you need. That you
Right, we
want
weren't.
and you need.
We were also eating out of small bowls. Like none of that was regular, you know. So I would have been like, "Well, wait a minute, this spoon sucks." If I had known. But all that being said, you just inspired. I would say anywhere between 10 and 15,000 people are going to make this sandwich within the next week.
I hope you guys do it properly. I hope you make sure it's not stale Raisin Bran.
That really fucked you.
That's a
Because
non-starter.
I'm going to stand up for the white trash Wonder Bread, or Pepperidge Farm Hearty White, or Martin's potato bread, like a soft synthetic fake white bread or potato bread. Will work with this.
Yeah.
You don't need that 12-grain bullshit that Mr. Hyde Feitelberg is, Dr. Jekyll Feitelberg is pushing on you.
I think this morning in my apartment I was like a man staring down two roads where I was like, I can take my ingredients and make sure I do this the right way, but
cut
then
corners.
I'm out of ingredients for tonight. Or
And then you know what you're doing? You're ordering from Walgreens at night, and you're getting wildly disappointed while you're super high.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
So I was like, I'll grab some new stuff on the way. And then I did that, and that was a mistake.
I will say this. I think, a flake is a really good thing for this because it's flat, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're really trying to add crunch, I think Captain Crunch is the crunchiest of all cereals.
No, you don't want that. You want the cereal's the right cereal. The cereal's the right cereal. I'm going to say that.
Because of the taste of the crunch.
Because of both. When the cereal is right, the cereal's right. That's just a bad cereal. It's.
What about if you just get like Total?
Nope, not enough sugar.
What about Frosted Flakes?
Frosted Flakes? Could be good.
That's the one.
Yep.
Okay, that's the one for me because I was thinking Captain Crunch, you're right, is not correct, but it is the right crunch. I don't really care about the raisins in this or the clusters from Raisin Bran Crunch. What I do care about is the flake. And if you add sugar to the flake, a.k.a. Frosted Flakes, I think that might be the real solution.
What about Rice Krispies? Like the Rice Krispies?
A Rice Krispie treat.
I guess
probably not enough sugar either. You need because the sugar.
Well, you can get those frosted now. And you know what they
Really?
do? Yeah, oh yeah. They also now make, have you seen minis? They just make everything into small little balls. I think it's for probably babies. But like instead of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in a square, you can just get like a little ball. So it's just like a bowl of balls.
Really?
And they make that for every of your favorite things rather than like the weird shapes and stuff.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I'd imagine that's got to be for babies. This is big cereal trying to take over and make you eat it for dinner. This is exactly what they want, John. We're playing into the man. I want to give a huge shout out to Jacqueline. Jacqueline Nichols. You scare me, Jackie. You scare me for a couple reasons. One, as we have predicted for many, many years now, you will take this over and you will leave us in the dust. Two, much like Feitelberg, I guess you are on the same path as Feitelberg. That scares me. Three,
Scares me too.
yeah,
Oh, come on, it's a fun ride.
it is. Enjoy the ride, babe. Enjoy the ride.
There'll be some bumps.
You're
You know, like when you're in the back of the school bus and you hit the
speed bump.
Boom. It's truly, genuinely dangerous for the children.
Yeah,
I've actually never
but
been
it's
on
also
a school
fun.
bus.
But it's a good time.
Wait, what?
I've like never been on a school bus.
That's
I've
some
been
California
on a bus,
shit.
but
That's
What
I've
does
never
that
been on a
even
school
mean?
bus.
Like I didn't take the bus to school either, but like you went on field trips.
I've actually been on a lot of school buses. I honestly don't know why I said that.
I was gonna say that's a Jackie comment.
Yeah, that's
Jackie probably thought you probably just didn't have a regular school bus to go to school in the morning.
yeah.
Yeah, I also didn't have that. I did take field
But I
trips.
just had a flashback of like me being on a ton of school buses. Like,
But were you a kid who sat in the back, or were you a loser?
well, it'd be on field trips. So it'd be like I just sit like.
Where? In the back? Loser. Loser.
Did you not?
I
Like
don't
you didn't play knuckles in
I
the
don't
back?
know where I sat.
Loser.
I don't think that we were like playing games on
You are a loser.
I'll tell you what. I think people were playing games.
I was gonna say you
I'm
weren't.
not sure if you were.
Wait, but I like.
You're probably sitting up front with the teacher like a dork.
I'd actually don't, because if you're field trips, it would be the parents who drive us in their cars.
What?
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
This is some California shit. It's a different country out there.
But I guess, like, so the only times we would take school buses.
Wait, I'm sorry. Like every parent would take their own kids, or like a couple
It would
chaperones.
be like, there'd be chaperones, there'd be like 4 or 5 chaperones, and they would like have a car.
Like everyone get in the Range Rover.
Yeah, the minivan moms or whatever would.
But they would never have a yellow cheese bus for you?
No, like the only times I've been on a yellow bus were like very rarely. I don't know, you guys. I don't remember where I sat, but like I feel like I was with the cool, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
Like, listen, were you getting fingered in the back of the bus or not? There's weird shit happening in a bus. I think you should know that.
Like, I guess I wasn't like aware of any fun games, so maybe I was probably with the losers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's.
But again, like I don't really go on buses.
He's just above a bus.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the other things that scares me about you is I don't now know how many stories of yours we're missing. Because we were this close to that gym story never being told. Like she that was not like a text the group like, yo, I got a story for the podcast.
Yeah.
The only reason that came about is because our girls called and I just said like, do you have any missed rippets?
Well, that scares
like,
me
just sparked
because
her a little.
I didn't think that was even
This is what scares
an
me.
electric story. So now I'm like, what other stories do I have?
Yes. So this is what I do with John, and this is what I think I have to do with you. I think I might have to be Jackie's producer. Wait a minute. Wouldn't that be? That would be some groundbreaking internet shit if you were my producer for this show and I was your producer for your show. And
You don't want to learn all that shit. Though.
No, I can't be the this shit, but I can be like, here's what you should like. I'll drag the stories out. You know, and then you can yell at me like you're my boss, and I'll yell at you like I'm your boss. Like it depends. Like over here, you can yell at me, and over there, I can yell at you. And we just both have mid shows.
You know what I'm doing in
What?
I'm gonna go to Mexico City. It's solo travel.
Oh, shit.
Why?
That seems like a little bit of a bad idea.
Well, it's booked.
Jackie, right? I'm not wrong. I mean, a single white female alone in Mexico City does not sound like a good idea.
It could be headlines, but I don't.
I don't think so.
I think you're gonna have a blast.
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
this is Paz. I mean, of course you two say that.
What? In like what research did you do?
Okay, so basically my sister and I were going to do, yeah. But my sister and I were going to do like a sister trip. And so we were looking at all these places, but we like couldn't get it to work.
Let me just interrupt real quick. Jackie is planning to go alone to Mexico City.
Bro.
What?
And of course, he's like, you're going to have fun. I'm like, no, you're going to get kidnapped.
Wait, I don't think. Also, nobody. Who's gonna kidnap me? Like, I'm not. I don't look
The
kidnappable.
Mexican cartel.
No,
You are a beautiful white girl.
No.
All they see is ransom money.
But
You are like the
apparently-
dream.
No,
I
but
went
that's
to
the
Mexico
thing.
once and got arrested. One time. I was
What'd
there for
you
like
do?
48 hours. Well, I didn't get arrested. My friends got arrested. I ran away. I got away from the cops. They got arrested.
You ran away from the federales?
I ran away, yeah.
Hell
Crazy.
yeah.
I know they
Dude,
had
that's
guns,
almost
too.
if you're gonna run away, you better get away.
Yeah.
'Cause they, I almost got arrested too once. That was bad. Throwing chairs off the fucking balcony of Senior Frogs, and they caught us. And then I realized we were fucked. I was getting into the cab to get away, and they were there, and I just said, "Take all my pesos." Luckily, they took like 500 pesos. I'm really not kidding. I think that's a very dangerous idea.
Wait, but apparently, like the cartel, because they don't want, like they don't want smoke with like having to have like an American hostage, and then we get all involved. Apparently, like it's kind of like safer to be an American. I don't know if that's
I just
true.
think that's what they tell you to rope you in and kidnap you.
I don't know.
You
I
might
also
be
think
right
that's
that I think the high level cartels are like, it's stupid to kidnap a white girl from America because that's gonna make headlines, and then they unload the fucking military on you.
You're
But,
also
like,
forgetting about my massive biceps. Like, have you guys seen how I'm like getting huge?
Wait, give us a flat.
Are you working out on your biceps? Come over. And
Like on
come show the
actual
camera
a little bit?
your guns.
Honestly, if you're showing them off, that means like you are pretty.
Like,
Wait, I can't see. Can you stand up?
look! Oh my god!
You gotta roll your sleeve up.
Look at that.
I mean, it's this. Yeah, you
Yo,
gotta,
that's
you gotta.
Jackie's got bigger biceps than me.
You gotta
for sure.
bicep. You gotta buy.
Insane bicep, you guys.
Do you think-
Nobody's fucking with me.
So you think that like there's gonna be some like low level cartel scumbags who are trying to like carve out their part of the city and they need to make waves and make money and scare people. They're gonna be like, yo, go get that girl, and then they're gonna be like, did you see her biceps? No fucking way.
If I walk
Go
around
get a
like
skinny.
this,
Go get some little wavy bitch.
Also, yesterday, I think I figured out a life hack. Like, so you guys borrowed my lamp for like an out at border sketch. So I brought it back at night. I was walking around with a lamp, and I was like, nobody. Like walking around with a lamp, it's like nobody's gonna fuck with you. A lamp.
Jackie's weapon of choice, a lamp.
Jackie does all her weapons from Clue.
But it's like obviously
It was
someone's
Jackie
gonna be
Nichols
like,
in Mexico City with the lamp.
because it's like if I can choose the girl with the lamp or the girl without the lamp, I'm gonna go.
Now that might be true.
That's what all those chicks getting punched in the West Village.
They need lamps.
Like, if you got a lamp,
They
dude.
need lamps.
What's up with that, by
Yo.
the way? Why is do you
Yo,
think the
what's
homeless
up with
people
that?
get
Bitches are
together?
getting knocked out. Are you scared, Jackie?
No, because
of those because
yeah,
those.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm already like really scared to be on my phone. I don't know, but
Well,
like,
okay, so
dude,
here's,
here's-
that's not totally the story, like the full story.
Oh, it's not.
Well,
Okay.
I think it is. There are examples of it being that, and then there are examples of not. So
This is one of those things where it's like, in real life, I disavow this move.
but in real
But if it was a
life-
movie character,
Yeah.
I'd go, "Guy's got some
Yeah.
points."
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I have a staunch record of being anti-genocide. But I watch Endgame and I'm like, I don't know.
I get what
like,
Thanos is saying.
He's kind of making sense.
Facts.
Like if someone's just like, I'm sick and tired of people walking with their heads down on the street, looking at the phone.
Yep.
I'm just punching everyone in the face. I'd be like, that fucking guy's the villain, but I see where he's coming
Yeah,
from.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of responses to my content on this that said, just them being like influencers. People were like, "Good," and I was like, "Jesus Christ!" guys." Like I
Well,
know, I
dude,
know that
I'm-
maybe their TikToks bother you a little bit. But, I mean, these girls had
they shouldn't
fucking.
be like punished for like being on their phones.
But like when I'm walking and like I have to I do like the jump steps around someone because they never even bothered to look up. I'm like, these motherfuckers. And then don't get me wrong, 5 steps later I'm
You're
on
doing
my
it,
phone.
yeah.
But in the moment when it's happening to me, I'm like,
I
if
think
only
I-
there was some dark knight out here punching people in the face on it.
the hero we need. I think I've mastered the art. Much like jaywalking, I think I've mastered the art. You like head up, head down, head on a swivel.
Yeah.
If you bury your head for more than 2 consecutive steps, you're a menace and you probably do deserve to be knocked out. Now, do I think it should be probably girls who are probably like 5'3" and 100 pounds? Like, no, I do
Right.
not. But yeah, bro, like within 48 hours, there was like between like 6 and 8 girls who got just fucking sucker punched. And, black eyes, we're talking like Hasim Rahman type hemoglobas on their fucking heads. But what is crazy is they all immediately, I mean, I guess I would too, and that's the world today, but they all immediately went to their phones. And they were like, literally, I just got knocked the fuck out. And then like the one girl, this girl, she made 2 more that was like, eating my sweet green while my bruise goes down. And then one was like, when you go to Trader Joe's with your girl after getting assaulted. And I was like, that's a little wacky, right? Like there should be some. Then there was one girl she got to brunch. She was walking like to brunch or whatever and sat down and was like, I'm a part of the club. I got knocked out too. And she like shows the table and the girls are all laughing. And I get that because like that's how we would all handle it.
He's like showing up to brunch hungover. Like everyone's
Yeah.
fucked. Like, how you got today?
Like, but I'm trying to be real about it. If Jackie showed up and had got punched, I don't think I'd probably be laughing after I knew she was okay. But my initial reaction would not be like, ho, 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 this bitch. I think I would actually have genuine concern. And then as soon as she gave me the green
I
light,
don't
I
think
would
I
start.
would.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Because this is the sort of shit
Because
that.
if you're at brunch, you're fine.
Yeah, but this is the sort of shit this hits you like 6 hours a day, a week later, you know, like
For sure.
like this is some serious shit where all of a sudden you're gonna realize that you're like scarred from it for a little bit. Because in the beginning, even for that rest of that day, you're probably like on adrenaline, you know.
I would like because of the nose job. I'm like scared of this happening, but But
Like all that hard work
Yeah,
from
I know.
Dr. Steinberg.
That's
No.
But other than that, I also keep thinking like, I don't know, there's worse things in the world than like
Getting sucker
a
punched?
few white girls getting punched. I feel like no, I'm not talking about that. I'm like,
Jackie's really trying to lay that groundwork for Mexico.
Really?
No, I'm saying like, and I'm saying that like as somebody who like I should fear it. Like it's a little bit of like a check. Like okay, there's worse things in the world. Like I'm so grateful to like right now just be worried about like being punched in the face a little bit.
Oh,
do you know
okay.
what I mean?
Oh,
like
okay.
I
I
get
don't
what
mean
you're
it
saying.
like I feel bad for
they're
them.
not getting murdered.
Yeah, like I'm not like
We're not in the Middle East.
you know
Yeah.
somebody who has to go out and like fear that they're gonna get like shot or something like that. It's just like okay, a punch in the face. But if
Okay.
if you come for my fucking nose job, then that's a whole different story.
I just quickly want to take the other side of that and say, I don't think that defenseless girls should be getting punched in the face.
Yeah. No, that's
Well, I
fair.
would also like to
I-
think that's
It's a reasonable stance, sir.
Personally, I would like the messaging from KFC Radio as a whole to be we are anti white girls or any girls getting sucker punched. But Jackie, as the only female on the show, you can say whatever you want.
You can say whatever
Well,
you
yeah.
want.
Well, now you
And
just made me look like a dick. I'm not saying to like throw these girls getting punched. I feel bad for them. I'm saying as a white girl, I would really not like being punched in the face. But it's also like a little check. Like, damn, that's.
That's all.
But also, it's like we do still have to worry about like being raped and.
Well,
don't
that's
know.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, this is all kind of a bigger, you know.
So true. Okay, I'm with you. I don't know.
These are also just the girls who made videos.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a lot of girls who aren't on TikTok, who are older, who are younger, who are more traumatized. Like, I bet you this number is double and triple. It is. I mean, it is crazy. And if like Shay was like a teenager, I would, you know, and I was crazy enough to still have her in the city, I would, you know, I'd be freaking out about it. I would be, but. You know, Jackie's got big biceps and a lamp, so I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. Back to Mexico City. I just wanted you can go back to work if you need to, pals. I just needed
good.
these two. He was like, "You're good." And I was like, "Of course you two are okay with this."
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I think you're fine, dude.
I think
Do we have any Mexicans here?
No, we have strictly white people.
Because sometimes it is
nightmare.
one of those things. Sometimes it is one of those things where, like, I remember remember there was that day of like terror in Mexico where the cartels were fighting and all that shit, shooting at airplanes and all that.
Oh.
It was like last year. There was like a cartel boss's kid got arrested and they were like, give him the fuck back. And there was one day of like some gunfights all around the city. And to us, it was characterized as like a movie. Like they were shooting down planes with fucking rockets and shit. And then people in Mexico were like, it was a little scary, but you know, it wasn't all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So my point being that, you know, there might be some people in Mexico City that are like, yeah, if Jackie goes to Chicago by herself, she would also be in trouble. But
Right.
you wouldn't freak out about that, would you? No, I might actually. But how about you go to like
Well, it's already
somewhere in
booked.
New England, like a quaint little, you know,
Well,
bed
see-
and breakfast in New England.
yeah, but I can't. No,
Oh,
because it's
okay.
booked and it's non-refundable. But like I don't know. I can't tell if it's better or worse. But I'm staying in a hostel.
Oh my god!
Wait, but I feel like that's better
Why are you staying in a hostel?
sentence.
because I can't afford like.
Jacqueline.
I mean, you can afford
All right,
it.
how about this? If I refund this trip for you, will you not go?
No, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you should
I
do.
Would,
Dude,
I
bring
would,
the helmet.
Think
Bring
of
a
the
lamp and a helmet.
PR if I get abducted in Mexico City.
Oh, it's
Think of
huge.
the PR for.
Yeah,
for
I
you
might
guys.
have you abducted.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That would be like some
I
Saving
might change
Silverman
my
shit.
trip.
Like,
I'm going to Mexico City now too. I'm kidnapping Jackie. Imagine that. Jackie gets kidnapped in Mexico, and it's just me.
hey, listen, we're gonna hang out in this bunker for a little while. The views are gonna go through the roof.
Cállate, pendejo.
This is absolutely one of the worst ideas I've ever heard, but I can tell that you are not going to change your mind, so I will stop on that. And it's almost like stop trying to. Yeah, I'm gonna help you.
I
instead of
appreciate
being
your
against it.
concern.
Yeah.
And it does honestly like if enough people tell me like hey, that's a really bad idea, then I'll reconsider. But
Hey, do your parents know this?
yes,
And wait, you said this was supposed to be a sister trip, but it's not.
yeah, but then like she couldn't end up going.
She came to her senses.
and I was kind of just like, well, I need to get out of the city, and like other people couldn't go
Is there a reason why Mexico, la Ciudad de Mexico?
because I had travel credits, and that was the only thing that it covered.
I think we know why, Jackie.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but like I
They're
don't know.
like, oh, these are enough points to go to the third world countries.
Apparently, Mexico City's not bad at all. Like I think it's safe. I think so. I don't know.
I am
honestly
sure,
booked
like
it
I
without
said, I'm
asking
sure
around.
we have a little bit of a skewed vision of it, and I'm sure there are places that are in Mexico City that would like make some of the places I think in New York nice look like, you know, filth and squalor. I think it's crazy for a girl to travel alone anywhere. But I just
Yeah.
might be like, you know, my brain is dad brain now, so I just think about these things in that light all the time. But I would highly prefer you not to do this.
I kind of have an itch to travel alone.
Oh God.
But
Can I pay for a hotel? I don't want you in a hostel.
I'd accept that one.
really?
Yeah.
Well, why not stay in a hotel?
Like it's just
I don't think.
like you can truly just get robbed or assaulted, and there's no concierge, there's no body, there's no nothing.
Okay, well, we could discuss that later, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you.
This should be Jackie's new fucking grift. She's gonna book things that I'm uncomfortable with until she's gonna be like eating it. I think I'm gonna eat out of the garbage tonight. I'm like, here's a Michelin star restaurant. Here you go.
I would stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
That would be my advice. I think it's a great trip. I think you should go on it. I think you should probably stay in a hotel.
This is one of those things where like Ari Shafir, when we had him on, he's like, these places are fine. And I do believe that. I actually do believe
Yeah,
that.
ask Ari what he
But-
thinks of Mexico City.
But I also believe in when you do hear the one story, like I know a tragic story of a guy who was riding his motorcycle from New York to the tip of Argentina, and he did not make it. And I was like, why were you doing that? You know? So it's one of those things where it's like, you'll probably be okay, but if you're not okay, you're the goddamn asshole single white female who traveled to Mexico City alone.
What is your plan in Mexico City?
I have no plans. I have nothing.
I actually want to almost put up the bat signal, the KFC signal. We need like an underground railroad in Mexico City of listeners who will like take care
Surely
of
there's
Jackie.
a good amount.
You never know, but maybe we'll have somebody who's like, you know, I live in Mexico City, and we'll make sure, you know, you don't die.
If the overwhelming majority from people is like, don't fucking do that.
But it's gonna be because the
Yeah,
internet's
you're right.
dumb. You gotta go anyway.
Oh my God,
I don't know. The chicken heads are kind of.
they're into it. Have you talked about it yet?
No, I haven't talked. No, I haven't talked about it. I actually like kind of booked in that I like for some reason just didn't tell anybody. I was like really sus about it.
All right, I think this is a good time. Let's get Jack Mac.
Yeah. This is
Because
a perfect
Jack
time.
Mac takes on
Let me
this.
call him and I'll tell him to come into the stew, as they say.
While we're I'll fill some time here.
Oh, wait. Before I call him, the whole reason I brought all this up, I wanted to give a shout out to Jackie because she's the realest bitch in the game. She made her own clip for the story yesterday, and in it, she starts laughing, and just spit just comes flying out, and it's like drooling down her lip.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Cavs made that clip.
Oh, that makes more sense. My comment was like, "Yo, this chick is committed to the content. Like, I thought she made that clip and she included the spit flying out of her mouth
Wait.
because it's funny. And I guess she didn't do that.
Is it like a lot of spit? I kind of.
It's the one that just says like Jackie's the best or something like that, or like nobody's better than her.
I don't want to see it, but yeah.
It's
sorry
like
about that.
it is like a visible hunk of spit flying out of her mouth. You should have just taken the credit and ran with it because I was like, "Yo, you really are slave to the content," you know. Today is opening day in Major League Baseball. I know the Mets are playing the Brewers at Citi Field. I saw you could get tickets as low as $24 on Gametime. They are the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. That's right, Gametime, the official partner here at Barstool. You can get in the building for opening day with the Mets for $24. You can go to see your favorite comic for whatever the best price available is, because Gametime has up to the minute pricing for the secondary market, meaning as we approach game time or tip off or the opening act, whether it's music or Broadway or baseball, football, basketball, they have ticket pricing that is like right up to the millisecond as prices fall to get into the building, or, oh, wow, look at these tickets that are available now that are courtside or front row. So the best tickets at the best prices.
It's crazy. Like, I'm gonna start using this instead of social media, just opening Game Time and looking at stuff to do, because it sounds crazy to say, but like being in New York, there's so much stuff to do. There Monday night, there's Raw. The Rock is gonna be there. No one else is gonna be there. Are you gonna be there?
I'm not going.
You're not going?
No, I missed the
You're an
tickets,
idiot.
yeah.
Wait, where?
Barclays.
Are you really going?
Yeah.
You already have your ticket?
I already, yeah.
I think you might be able to get one.
Are you going for work or for fun?
I'm going with like Greer. Like said, I was like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to go."
I kind of want to do that.
There's Lakers. This is all this weekend. This is all happening this weekend. Raw Monday night. Lakers are in town. Drake's in town. Mets opening day. Zach Bryan's in town. Nicki Minaj is in town.
Monster.
That's a big weekend.
Yo, it's the Mecca, bro. It's New York. It's New York. That's crazy.
Yeah, Zach Bryan's
Where's
doing
Drake
Barclays.
playing?
Drake's doing UBS. Nicki Minaj is doing MSG.
Shit.
Crazy.
And you can get
And
tickets.
Billy Joel's also doing MSG.
Well, of course.
So
Billy Joel's,
Nicki's doing it Saturday. Billy Joel's doing it Friday.
I think they just need to collab together. That would be unbelievable.
It's great. Like, and I'm sure there's a similar thing in every city where you're just like, oh wait, there's a ton of awesome shit I can do for like $100. All of those are like the get in price was like $100.
Crazy, man. And that's what Gametime does. And they guarantee the lowest ticket price because if you find another app or another service that has a cheaper ticket, they will pay you 110% of the difference between the two platforms. So check out Gametime. Download it now. You can put your notifications on. You can find out when they're doing flash deals where they do a sale based on the region you live in or the time of day or whatever event it is. All of a sudden, bam, this thing's on sale. You can get this at a discount. This price dropped. These tickets became available. All the information you need to make sure you get in the building. So what are you waiting for? Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Terms apply. Once again, download the Gametime app, start an account, use code KFC, get $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Jack, we
got a couple things here.
What do you think of Jackie is next week taking a solo vacation to Mexico City?
Awful.
Of all time, right?
Yeah,
That's what I said.
She just sprung that
I
on
would say
us.
no. I would say no. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I as her like podcast father, I was like no. And then she goes to me. She goes, "Do you think it makes it better or worse that I'm staying in a hostel?" And I was like,
Worse.
"Yeah, way worse."
Why? I mean, that's just peak, like...
This is where people get kidnapped and
Yeah.
not even when you get robbed. People take your passport. People. You're right. I'm so sorry. Have you seen her biceps recently? She's jacked. Also,
Yeah, no,
little
yeah,
known
that-
tidbit: she owns a lamp. Sometimes she walks around with it. She's got a lamp in her hand. She's ready to fucking throw down.
I mean, I would, yeah.
But
Good
this-
luck. I hope she comes back in one piece.
Literally, because
Literally.
like they might. That's the place they might chop you up.
We did say
I don't want to lose
So don't go to Mexico
Right?
City.
I know, yeah.
Jackie has a deep fear of losing a leg, and like if there's one place that they will chop limbs, it's probably. And also, this is the podcast guaranteed the most references to a Colombian necktie in the world, right? And I feel like the cartel does that kind of shit too. So you might lose a leg and get your tongue ripped out of your fucking throat.
Just go to Naples or something.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, can we just go?
Florida.
I was like, go to like a beautiful bed and breakfast in New England or some shit. I don't know.
nah, Mexico City's gonna be dope.
And then this
They're
asshole.
like, now I have to go to Mexico City.
She goes, it's not
Now
refundable.
you're a
It's
coward
too
if you
late.
don't.
yeah,
I know.
exactly.
But anyway, this all comes up because we were also Jackie. We were talking about all these girls getting knocked out.
Yeah.
And Jackie also seems to think that's not that too big of a deal.
No, I do. I do think it's a big deal. I really do.
I
just
think it
don't-
was more you were saying we're blessed that that's all I have to worry about.
Yeah. Like if all I have to worry about, but I kind of forgot about like the whole like rape and everything. Like also having to worry about that. But like I was
you
gonna
also
say
might
like
get raped
if
and
all I
murdered.
have to worry about is like getting punched in the face, like there's worse things in the world. But
Where?
It's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, where?
Pretty low bar.
That's why Jackie's going to Mexico.
Mexico
Yeah.
City. Yeah, it's like perspective.
The
She's gonna come
random
back, she's
sucker
like, this
punches
is
are not a-
really
yeah.
great. Actually,
If the knockout game sucker punches is not like enough, that like maybe I might get cut up with a box cutter. I don't know. We'll find out. Razor blades under the tongue. Who knows? But yeah, I know you. Both of us were talking. We're kind of covering that. I saw the first girl, and I posted my video.
Yeah, you were
kind of looking for. Like, not clickbait, but I was just like, that's a headline that people are going to go nuts for. And I was just like, holy shit, can you believe that happened to this poor girl?
Her video
And then-
went crazy.
Went crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
that knot was crazy. But then within 12 hours, there was this one, this one, this one, this one, this one,
Well,
this
it's funny. Well, not funny, but that girl who got punched, she is Haley, I think her name is. She's like
Yeah.
a big New York City influencer.
right.
So I knew who she was. I'm not friends with her, but I knew who she was, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, the knot was insane.
Crazy.
And then more and more people are just saying, yeah, that happens to me.
Me too. It's a Me Too movement. Now, what was your tweet? Was that Ellie was talking about knockouts?
Ellie, back in 2 weeks ago, tweeted out, which I don't think is the worst tweet ever, but she was calling out the right-wing theory of like, oh, New York City's so scary.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm this small girl. And she's small and whatnot, and said, hey, I've never been scared. Then someone
2
got
weeks
shot
later.
in the head on the subway, and now girls are getting punched. This was all within 2 weeks.
Right. We got officers getting killed. We got
Yeah.
girls getting knocked
It was
out.
like the timing of it was not great.
Not great for her. Yeah.
But
Wait, so that I saw your tweet. I didn't realize it was a reference to something else. The one with like Reek or whatever it said in it.
yeah, Reek. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
that was.
I was like, Jack Mac's not a big guy, but he's not the size of a ladybug either.
No.
Well, it was Ellie's exact tweet that was like, "Oh, big, scary New York City.
Yes.
Like, why don't
That
you?"
clarifies a lot. I was like, what is he talking about?
I did think at first I was like, I think Jack Mac can hold his own. I think he's actually a pretty sturdy dude. He made the basketball team.
I made the basketball team.
So yeah, that was one of your takes.
I have a problem.
You have
with one of your
another
takes.
take that we got to
Which
talk
one?
about. Yeah.
Bro.
The pink?
No.
Wait, what's that mean?
That was the Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
Oh, that was funny.
I don't
And you
actually
handled that
like.
well.
Do I actually hate Caleb Williams because he has a pink phone case? No, I mean it was just more like leaning into it.
Yeah, that was.
What
funny.
do you mean we can't make fun of the alpha male guys?
Oh, what are you talking about?
In the blog, you had a line where you were like, "It was a very good blog."
Oh no,
it was read.
no. Okay, I see how that got. I think
Hard to hate on them too much.
Oh, I'll hate
Come
on
on,
them,
dude.
They're the worst.
My point there is, I see what you're saying. My point there is like, I mean, they theoretically bettering themselves.
They're not. See, in fact, this is. I've never thought this before. This might be your too far right wing because you're afraid of upsetting your base.
No.
Proud boy.
No. That's crazy. That's crazy,
These
Tom.
are my boys. I can't fuck in. If you're paying $20,000 to get yelled at for 70,
I literally said in the blog, this probably is a weird BDSM
yes.
thing.
They're fucking losers, dude.
I think
and those guys doing it are like predator grifters who are just like, I'm gonna prey upon.
I don't think you're a predator. If you're
hustle.
preying on guys, you're fine. Whatever.
Fine. You are right. It's just
hus-
like I will find the losers of the world who are willing to pay. I think like a lot of money, right? Like
So, like $20,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say
18,
$25,000, $18,000 to go to like fantasy camp for military, basically, and like pretend you're in the army and get like the shit kicked out of you verbally and physically all weekend long, to then come out and be like, I'm a man. You're a fucking loser.
Here's why I think they're losers is because they're doing the short version.
Okay,
Right, yeah,
it's
you're
like
gonna
they're
do
going
it.
to the Marines or something.
Because you're not even just
You pussies won't even join the Navy SEALs.
It's just like it doesn't have to be like, but just acknowledging the fact that it's a process. It's like the guy who buys 6-minute abs is never gonna have abs.
Right.
Okay, that is the 6-minute abs of being.
So you're never gonna be an alpha male.
Yeah.
Like the guy who thinks like the money is the shortcut. That dude's never gonna be the man.
I will say, I probably should have considered saying we can't make fun of them too much, because literally after I wrote the blog, I went to come and find you and Owen. You guys were shooting. I was like, you need to make a skit about that.
Yeah.
So
That's a great skit
I talked
idea.
to Owen last night. It's like, oh, Feits was talking about the same thing. So that would probably be me writing and not thinking it all the way through. But
To be like, yo, we can't make fun of these guys. Let me go find my friends who make feature skits making fun of things.
So
and
that
tell
was
them to
I
make
was
this
wrong.
the
I
subject.
literally went. I pressed submit for review and then went and tried to find you guys. You guys were shooting. I was like, you guys got to make a skit about the alpha male.
Dude, your next line was. I do understand what you're saying here. When it was like, we can't make fun of these guys. People go on booze cruises and we don't make fun of that. Like, well, those are fun things.
Yeah.
Those are
What are you
universally
talking about?
accepted fun things.
Yeah, my point was, these guys, they're doing athletic tasks. They're getting they're getting pain for pleasure. But like they are that is theoretically beneficial more than alcohol.
You're right on that. I get
Okay,
that.
okay. Listen, as you know, a lazy piece of shit who doesn't do anything to better myself, trying and going out and doing those things is better than not, right? But like, I would be more. If these guys were like, I'm gonna get up off the couch and just like go for a long walk today, I would be more like
Frank's
impressed.
more of a man than these guys
What
are.
Frank is doing,
Okay, that's fair.
What Frank is doing is better than these fucking guys laying on the floor getting sprayed in the face with a hose by another man.
The videos are unbelievable.
How about when they start crying? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Like there was one where the guy, they're almost doing like it looks like NFL blocking almost, or like, you know, like Oklahoma drill style. They're kind of running into each other, and he's got him up under the chin, and he's pushing him, and he's pushing him back, and he's fighting back, and eventually the guy's like, and he like puts his head on his chin, on his shoulder, and he like hugs him, and he's like, this is like the male emotion coming out because we're like doing mind, body, and soul. And I was like, yo, you guys are out of your fucking minds. Like, go to the gym, read some books, better yourself. But paying for like the punishment side,
The punishment side is
and then thinking like the punishment is like done in the military for like probably the wrong reasons, but also like because
There
we're
is a
talking
game.
about like you're not a fucking soldier, man. You're just trying to get in shit. Anything if you're paying money to become an alpha male, I can't. I mean,
no.
that's
I like the
They
idea.
can
of
also
someone-
send you home.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I should pay and just get kicked out the first day. When they're like, wake up, bitch boy, it's like 5 a.m. I'm like, I'm gonna get a couple more hours in here. I got a peanut butter and jelly and
You want a
raisin
whipped cream
bran
sandwich?
and whipped cream to eat. I'm good.
I liked what you said about the guy. I was thinking the exact same thing. Like you referenced, I forget his name in Billions, but
Oh yeah,
Giamatti. Just
Chuck
like
Rhodes in Billions.
yeah, just constantly like they just thinking of
abuse me.
one of the drill instructors just being like, stop, like he's just beating off, and they're like, fucking stop it, get the fucking. He's like, no, keep going, dude.
Like,
come on, I'm almost there.
do you think these guys are in it for the money, in it for like the power, or they
The
like
instructors?
Yes,
Money.
or they like genuine like
It's that-
what do you think any of them are like? I'm genuinely trying to help people.
I think
Genuinely, probably not. If you break it down to the bones, definitely not. I mean, would they do it for free?
Yeah,
I don't think
but-
so.
But
Exactly, I
also,
was gonna say, like-
I think it's 50-50 with because then it's like, all right, be like a trainer or something. I think they like the power and being like, you little
It's probably
fucking
more
bitch.
power.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think it's like, you're going to pay me, and I get to be like the mean guy, and I'm going to bully you, and I'm going to tell you you're going to become an alpha male, so you like it, and we all win. It's like, I mean, fucking Billy Madison, like it's like Billy Madison when they're just spraying the little kid in the face with the hose. That's insane to do to a grown man. That's crazy.
Well, they're waterboarding them essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had a buddy once before he went to OCS ask me to waterboard him so he could like find out what it was like.
Okay.
And I refused. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna fuck him. I can't. I'm not gonna participate in this perversion, dude. He's like, it is. Call me into his bathroom, into the tub, being like, dude, I just want to know. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna waterboard you, dude.
Yeah. It's like,
I don't think you need to know how to do that. I think at officer training school you don't get waterboarded. I'm pretty sure.
Here's a question: how many of these guys? Because this says how you'll flip the switch in your life and business.
That's from their website.
right. I don't know if this is the same one, by the way. Remember the one I bought for Joey? I
Yes.
got Joey one
Yeah.
of these weekends for Secret
Yeah.
Santa, and the wording was very homoerotic.
Yeah, I think
it was like we're gonna like
It's a gay camp.
it was a gay camp. It was like we're gonna bend you to the limits and like push it.
No, we're gonna
and-
stretch you to the limit.
Yeah, stretch you to the limits while we like bend you over, and I was like, oh, so this is
It
a
was
gay
that
camp.
was so over the top where I was like, that it's got to be a gay camp.
But I mean, only the weak men will get yelled at.
Did you see the video where this is the one that's going viral right now, where the guy like says, "I will take my skin off
Yeah.
and tattoo and like put it on you"? That was the weirder one.
That was one I saw too, and I don't know.
That was like viral on Twitter because I've seen this camp before. Like it's
Yeah.
gone viral before.
I've seen the push before, and I didn't realize it was the same camp. But that was one too where like, and who knows the accuracy of this, but like people were like, "That's the worst drill sergeant ever." because like all he does is he thinks swearing makes it tough.
Yeah, no, I'm sure
Yeah.
his drill sergeant, like if you were to look at someone that does Navy SEAL camp or like,
That's what was surprised. I'm surprised you can't get a former drill sergeant.
you probably can. They probably just don't promote it on social media like others
Yeah.
do. Like this is
That's
more
true.
of these are guys that they know. They put the classical, not classical, but like the motivational music over them, saying like
Yeah.
you got to wake up at 5 a.m. and like when somebody tells you they don't believe in you, you got to be like fuck you, and then, like then it goes viral on TikTok. It's like the Instagram hustle culture.
Yeah.
That has come, like they've monetized off of it, which I don't like. I think it's nonsense, and like you're just going down like a path of like who knows where you're gonna end up. But that's what I've seen. Like that Instagram hustle culture has kind of come back on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like the David Goggins of the world.
Yeah,
It's like that's yelling at you and like saying like I didn't want to wake up at 4 a.m, but I did anyways. Like you're a bitch because you didn't. Those of the world have like, it's probably Andrew Tate too. Like you could do like a true analysis of it. They've all come back and really been like, oh man, you got to do this, you got to do that. And if you're not hustling, like you're wasting your life.
It is. There was a time where, like the rise and grind.
Yeah. Like that was
in
Instagram.
Those kids are all in jail now. Now they're just new ones.
Yeah. Now
Like I had a buddy in high school who would Facebook post like rise and grind every day, and he just sold weed. Like it was like I was like
He's literally grinding.
Yeah. I was like, dude, you are a drug dealer, and like I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, there's like influencers that really. There's this guy who like works in New York City, and he looks like the most classic, like just Jersey Shore bro. He's definitely working at like a back office of a bank somewhere, but he like walks the streets drinking an energy drink every morning, and he has like EDM music playing in the background, and he's walking. It's just like rise and grind today, fellas. Like, let me try to find him. He's like,
Would you? Why don't you do this, Jack? Do it for content.
I said in it, I would be
I think we
destroyed. Like I don't think I'd make it past hour, like one.
Bro.
I would.
Bro, we doing Clemmer's rat race. Fucking put our bodies through hell.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like I mean, I tried out for the basketball team, and like my foot hurt the next day. Like like.
By the way, let's talk about that. Did you see the picture of? It was just I guess your
the
first
entire
game?
team. Yeah,
There's 100 people on the team.
yeah. Like I didn't play.
Like
didn't see
they're
it.
you know, especially for teams like this, guys usually run with like 7 or 8 because you want to play.
Yeah.
I think there was 16 guys on the team. It was like the entire half.
What's an NBA team? 13.
Oh
Maybe,
fuck! I
like-
found him here. This is the guy. If you want to bring up this guy next, do you have it, Jack? Jack.
Paps has it.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
What is it?
Look up Zan Carver on TikTok. This is like the most, like this is like the rebirth of like hustle and grind, like
a Andrew Tate type shit you're saying?
no, like the guy that you went to like once you
Oh, okay.
see him, that was him actually.
That was him. Oh yes.
Oh man, just one look and I can see.
This guy's
Yeah, this is a modern day Guido.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
lost the Guidos, and this is like who we have left.
There was a video of him like walking. You remember when it rained or like it was like rain, snow, wintry mix like a week or like a month ago? He was walking and he was just like, nothing's gonna stop me. Like I'm still gonna get to the top. He's like, sometimes it rains, but you got to walk through the rain to get to your destination.
What was that? I like that move.
Sometimes it rains. Yeah, you're right, man.
Now, what about the? I would call him the polar opposite of this guy, the dude who's like, that's such a move. Yeah.
This guy parties though.
Yeah, I'll
cool.
tell you. Yeah, I bet he does.
He's cool. That guy, like the guys that we were like the alpha male camp, they don't like party.
What about the guy who's like big white teeth, Patagonia vest, who's like the most corny of them all?
I know who you're talking
know?
about. I don't
Oh,
know
what's
his
his name? The guy who goes on Instagram and he's like another day like to
nothing's gonna
rise and
stop
grind, and
me.
then he just
Yeah.
goes onto his like Excel sheet.
Yeah,
models,
yeah. He's
the-
like the business version of Rise and Grind.
I know
He's very-
exactly.
and
I
he's
get
always
it suggested to me. I know exactly who you're talking
he's just the
about.
guy. He's just that guy.
I'm gonna attack today with the like.
Yeah,
Not
but
him.
it's very
look up Instagram.
Instagram like entrepreneur nerd.
Oh, actually,
Influencer.
I'll tell you what to look up.
He is.
I'll actually get it for you.
He has a lot of followers, right?
Yeah.
Like he is. Now that guy, we think Instagram big teeth. He does a big deal. That guy we think is like making money
Well, like from a what perspective?
from like being this Instagram.
He probably
Influencer.
does. I don't think he has a great job. I mean, he's in Boston. Not to disrespect Boston. It's
No,
like
no. I'm talking about him from the internet. You think he's making money from the internet?
It's like they do, but like I don't know how much. I'm trying to find him.
Like, what do you? I don't know if you can talk about this. What do you make on TikTok? How much do you make from the collect? What's it called? The collectors fund, the
Creator fund.
Creator fund.
I like rather
Yeah,
say, but
Yeah.
I will say it's fallen off a cliff recently.
Really? Yeah, because that's. I mean, when those platforms either change their revenue share or whatever, if that's
Exactly.
your whole gig, like you are fucked.
I always looked at it as like, oh, this is great extra money, whatever.
They just changed the.
I don't know if they
recipe
hit
for you,
me,
or the-
but like I used to make like they call it RPM, like it's how much you make per 1,000 views, or maybe it was 10,000, and I was making like $1 per that, which is great.
That's good money.
but
for you,
recently
like,
it's
for
gone
people.
down to like 10 cents, especially me. Yeah, I've no like.
So like what
Yeah.
just happened is a good
That's
example.
crazy.
Like, out of nowhere.
Again, like you.
And they
it's
said
nice
like,
you
oh,
have
it'll
a
come back
salary.
up, but like who knows?
That like again, you
could
have a
fuck your
salary,
life.
so it's like but if your job is TikTok, then they
You're-
just cut 90%
By 10,
off your
yeah,
salary.
but
What the
1/10 of your money. Now, so that's the perfect example of why you're playing it right, and you have your job and like your salary. But have you ever thought about just being like, if I was on my own, I would probably make more money doing it? Like,
I'm sure maybe for a year, but you never know. Like what
just don't wanna
happens
take
if
the
I'm
risk?
like in 6 months? I mean, the app may be banned. Like
I hear you, yeah, and that's
I
why I
like
think you
that.
are playing it smart. But part of me is like, you're just this weird outlier where, like, you're crushing it, and just for one reason or another, Dave past content things, past
Well, I will say
like
Dave-
stories and shit, like Barstool stories, like for whatever reason, it's not translating to like the rest of everything that you have. Like you've grown grassroots 1 million followers on TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And part of me, like, if you were alone and had just grown to 1 million followers, you'd probably be out there doing brand deals and like coming up with your own shit and finding ways
Yeah,
to
no.
monetize that.
I mean, I haven't made like the full announcement yet, but I am full-time content now, which is that started after the Super Bowl. And like Dave,
Congrats.
like, thanks. And Dave definitely like, I mean,
Damn, I'm sorry. I'm just in a weird window where I couldn't piggyback on that. Congrats.
oh yeah,
You missed it.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened when you said sorry about Kirk's parents.
Yeah.
Remember that? And
Yep.
I
And then
didn't
I
say
think at the
anything.
end of the podcast, you were like, sorry about you.
I said it after the public. It was over. I was like, by the way, sorry about your parents.
that
He's
is like
shut
a
the
curb your
fuck up.
enthusiasm.
It was a beat. There was a beat too long. I couldn't piggyback, and I was like, "Well, now I'm just the guy who didn't say congrats." Like, fuck. Hey,
I didn't know what was coming.
But
it's a nightmare inside my head. It's
It really is.
nightmare.
Like when you were like, I thought like a joke was coming, a bit was coming. You were, I'm sorry. I just, I can't.
my phone's vibrating all fucking nonstop now.
It's the phone.
It's that goddamn phone's got my 5G's fucking with my brain.
All right, so wait, you're content now, and what did Dave say?
Dave asked me like, would I want to continue doing social, which I've done since I've been here, or
Meaning like scheduling tweets and like and
Yeah, I was-
running like the
more like
captions and shit.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
and whatnot. And I said I'd rather do content. He's like, all right, cool, like you've earned it. And then he said like, that was back in August, but I was like, hey, that was right after all the laughs, and I was like, we just lost a lot of people on the social team. Everyone lost a lot of people. A transition would be very hard in a month because it's football season and whatnot. I'll do the full football season. That would make sense. He's like, that's a good point. And then after that,
What a hero Jack Mack is.
no, but now I'm doing so. It wasn't really a big conversation. It was just more asking me, and then we went from there. I do agree with everything you just said before that, though. It's like it is a weird spot. It's like TikTok. It's not really Barstool Stoolie audience. There are Stoolies on there, but it's a little bit different. Could I make more money if I went on my own? Maybe, but
Do you ever feel like it's weird? Like I think there was this vibe, kind of like, well, Jack Mack can do it. You know what I mean?
I did.
And it was like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Because like, well, then why don't you fucking do it too then? You know, and it's like there's a reason why you're doing it and they're not.
Yeah, I felt that. all I really wanted was to stop doing like covering. I think this was mine by accident. Covering like on a Saturday afternoon. I didn't really want to be covering when we had the Corn Ferry tournament.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
social,
yeah. Right,
which
right.
was part of the job. Like, I mean, you signed up,
Meaning, like, you didn't want to be there following around and all that shit?
or even like
just,
I mean, it's just like watching the Corn Ferry.
Yeah, yeah.
In the office Saturday on a May day from like 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's like
It's really
it's like
just
we-
that
oh.
Corn Ferry tournament. That one day a year.
And then you would hear, and people would say, "Oh, that like, oh, if Jack Mac can do it," and that was a thing that people would joke about, which I also knew is like if you just keep doing it, eventually, like they have to listen at some point.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they did, and they
I
did.
mean, it was, but I remember being like, damn, like 500,000 like followers, like they have to listen now, and then sometimes they weren't. It was like 600, 700. Are you at a
Yeah.
million now?
850.
850. It's like, I still don't think people are listening to. I
I
mean,
think if you add up all my followers on every platform, I don't think I'd have that.
TikTok followers are weird though. Like I would say, like an Instagram
Yeah,
follower
but,
is
like-
so much more valuable.
I agree, but like, well, no, I think Instagram followers are like more real, but like
Yeah.
TikTok followers are probably the most
my
valuable
Instagram
right now.
followers are the fakest followers in the world.
Really?
Bro, I have like 10 followers.
Yeah.
I have like 10 followers.
But I guess
I
my
combined with that
hierarchy,
Twitter at 50.
my hierarchy of giving out a follow is like from easiest to hardest. I think would be easiest is TikTok,
Yep.
Instagram, Twitter.
And then I think the most valuable and even easiest, like YouTube, is probably the best.
YouTube I think
yeah,
is
yeah.
like the hardest and the best.
And the most valuable from just because it's long form content.
I also don't think I don't think it's as much subscribers anymore as much as it's views. Like
Yeah,
there
it's
are accounts
changed.
that have low followers that just steady put out millions of views, and I think people care more about that than
The shorts on YouTube have really thrown off subscriber counts.
don't get
Oh, sorry,
me
sorry,
started. Brother, that's another hour-long podcast. This company has fallen in love with shorts, and I can understand why. But after doing like a little bit of research, if you look at your numbers, it is the most fake.
And I think it messes
smoke and
up.
mirrors. It does. It does.
It messes up your
because what
YouTube,
happens
like, long
is
form.
you bring in shorts followers that do not watch your long form content, and so your subscribers are going up, but no one's watching what your core. They're not watching your episode. They're not watching the full. They're just watching this 60-second clip that took off, and it becomes this like, well, we're getting followers, but it's like, but if they're not. They're getting subscribers, but if they're not watching your shit, or what you should do is just have a shorts channel. That would be a different story. But when the advertisers want long form, when you need more inventory to sell, and it's like, I have 500,000 subscribers, well, 490 of them came to watch shorts, and they're not watching your episodes. And it's reflecting because you're not getting any views on your long form.
100%.
And I think it actually fucked with the algorithm, and there's this whole, I mean, if you dive into YouTube culture, there are a lot of influencers who are like, the beginning of shorts was like has fucked up the whole platform.
The whole platform.
And it's currently kind of being flushed out, but there's still
Everyone has
a
a
lot of
100K
long
plaque now.
dude, and then they're not watching your shit. You know, they don't know that you even do a podcast. They just watch this one fucking clip.
I mean,
you know?
like we had accounts that we would post viral videos on, and they got 500,000 subscribers.
But it just doesn't
But it was like
mean
Viva La Stool. It's
Yeah.
like that's what Viva La Stool should just be Barstool content. The person
I've
that
always
sees
said
somebody
that, yeah,
jumping off like doing a flip and then landing on whatever, like a classic viral video, is not going to become a Viva TV
Right.
watcher.
Right.
Just from a basic how you look at social media and YouTube. So that's always something that.
But we fell in love with it as a company because it like either I think there's a couple things going on. I think like Dave can do anything on his account and it's going to do well, and people are like, well, you should do that too. And it's like, I'm not Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, why don't we just get the views Miss Peaches gets?
Right. I'll go get a fucking pit bull too, and like what you know. But you know, it seems like it's easy and it seems like it's working, and then it's like if you look at it, it's really not. You're doing. Think about it. It's like ultimately it's a long form platform, and it always has been, and in the long run it will be. They had to like all of a sudden try to compete with TikTok, which I don't know. I understand these platforms doing that, but also when you just be like,
This is what we do.
yeah, you guys do the short, and then TikTok introduces long form, try to be like YouTube. It's like No.
The whole thing is insane.
It really
I completely
is.
agree.
And then you're at the mercy of them. And to your, what we were saying before is like, if your money is based on just that, and they change the algorithm, change the payout. I think it was James Charles, the Charles James, the
yeah.
guy. He was, Cry Me a River. It was like he went from tens of millions down to single millions, but it was like it's a big hit.
Well, you know
when
Hassan, the streamer.
I saw Greer tweet about it this morning.
Yes, so he was getting hundreds of thousands of live viewers, maybe even like tens of thousands. But
This
that's
is
a
YouTube
lot.
or
Twitch. He's a political commentary, and he in his Discord recently has pointed out that his stream, like his numbers are going down. And here, that's right there. Pull it up.
It was like he had like 13,000, right, or something like that.
It was like, oh, they're bangers, but this is what happens to.
I'm going
there's
to kill
content
myself.
creators. They get all these views.
I swear Twitch streaming isn't about the actual content. It's about whether people want to pay attention to you and not, or not, and clout. All that shit was a banger and 13K watch like I'm a fucking gaming at 8 p.m. I'm going to kill myself. I'm done. I hate this job. I'm not streaming today.
But also, that's interesting that like watching people realize what entertainment is.
No, it's
Like
no, it
that's
can
what
destroy you.
That's what entertainment's always been. Is
100%.
like it's about the clout and like guess what episode's got the most views of Game of Thrones? The last ones. Guess which one sucked the most?
Yeah,
the last ones.
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, I think there's some vibe of like regular people doing the internet, and they don't realize that it is show business and it is the entertainment
But
world.
that guy's been
and it's
around
about,
for so long.
Has it?
Yeah, yeah.
And he built it up, and then I mean, sometimes people fall off. I mean, that guy's fine. He's saying 13,000 were watching. Those are massive numbers, but there is a dip. But I've seen people have quit their jobs. It's different, but that were huge, and they're scraping by now, like with their views. I'm sure that is not
big regret.
feeling good.
Yeah.
Because I've looked at their views and I feel bad for them because I know they worked very good jobs.
Yeah.
They quit them. They were good for a year. And then people got sick of the shtick.
Dude, there's just so much
That's what
saturation. It's crazy.
Mr. Beast had that tweet recently. Right?
Yeah,
Where he's
yeah.
like,
Don't
"Please
do this.
stop."
Don't do this.
I
Yeah.
think I know people
You don't want none
know
of this
it's-
Dewey Cox.
It's true. Yeah.
So that's why I've never even considered going on my own.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I also like this place, and I know you guys know I like it.
Right.
I've always liked it.
But if you just could look into a crystal ball and know that like next year, if you were on your own and you had like a brand deal here and a this there,
it
and
would have to be like crazy.
yeah.
I think you would have to it would have to be crazy.
The nice thing here, though, is you probably, as long as you like leave the right way, once those brand deals drive, you just come back.
Oh, that
yeah.
But you never know.
it a
Right? You
shot.
never know.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
You don't want to mood yourself.
yeah,
Moosh,
you don't want to. No,
whatever his name was.
and but yeah, you could just come back. That is a good point. Everyone comes back. Like there's people that
It's like the Mets, bro. It's the Mets or the Knicks. Like eventually you just kind of come back.
Mantis proved that point. Mantis couldn't stop shooting basketballs, and Dave was like, "I hate you." And then we did a basketball live stream 3 years later, and here he comes.
Here he is.
That point back, like he never stopped.
He didn't even change. It was the
Is
same
he
shit.
still shooting right currently?
Well, he got kicked out of the gym this morning.
Wait,
No.
really?
Bro, he's been shooting for like 4 days.
And he was so close, like right away.
He's gotten to the final shot 4 times, but he blindfolds.
I know. Why did he add that stipulation? It's
Here's the
hard
thing.
enough. You did not need to make it a blindfold.
Mantis,
He's
assume-
wait. Sorry, he's now 7,701 for 8,573. 90%. That's fucking incredible.
insane.
Incredible.
He said if you scroll down a little bit more, there's a few. He's made more free throws during this than I think Kevin Durant's made in his entire career.
I'm sure. Thousands upon thousands of
There
free
it
throws
is.
is nuts.
Yeah, he's made
Yeah.
7,000. That's more than.
So he would be in the top 10 in NBA free throws made of all time. Karl Malone, Moses Malone, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Oscar Robertson, James Harden, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, Jerry West, and then Mantis.
I will.
And
say,
actually, no, wait. He would be ahead of Michael Jordan. He's made 7,500 free throws, and Jordan only made 7,300.
he is the greatest free throw shooter of all time. I think.
I mean,
It's because if you think about it, I mean,
Like, right now-
God bless him, but he that's the only thing he could do.
his
His entire
body
life.
just moves in the same way.
Yeah,
Like every time. Right now, this is a good question. Right now, 100 free throws. Steph Curry or Mantis? Who are you taking?
In a row.
Yeah.
Steph Curry would get it. We were doing this
Or
hypothetical.
just maybe not even just like 100 free throws, highest percentage. So you might miss the first one and then rattle off 99. You might miss a couple here and there.
Our question was, how long would it take Steph Curry to complete this
Do
challenge?
100. He's a weirdo where I feel like
I think it would either take him. I'd say
it's how
he
many
got it
tries really. It's not
under 1,000 shots.
There's like crazy rumors, like no video cameras would be like Steph's done like 100 threes in a row,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, people, like,
yeah.
we were there for that. There was no cameras.
Right.
But, like, I don't know if that's real.
He's also just he's just a freak when it comes to like, he's making shots from the stands and weird stuff. He
Yeah.
just kind of has that weird je ne sais quoi with his shot. But like right now, if you're just talking 100 free throws, Steph Curry or Mantis, who do you think? Who would you take right now in a bet? Just to have a higher percentage. Doesn't have to be in a row. Doesn't have to be like if you miss it, you go back. It's just like we're both going to shoot 100. I might hit 92. You might hit 93.
I mean,
What is
it's
what is
insane to name anything other than Steph Curry, right?
What does Steph shoot from the line right now? Is it in the 90s?
Yes.
92, 93?
I know that only because I was so taken aback by Golke's when Golke was at the line. He was like a 76 or 78%.
That guy can't shoot twos though. It's like
he has to be behind the line. What's he shooting this season?
91%, same.
91. So like there's a
that's
chance.
his career.
There's a chance that
He's
Mantis.
shooting 92.3 this year.
There is a chance Mantis might hit like 93, 94. Like
The only thing is, he's shooting those when he's tired.
Yeah.
But Mantis is tired too.
Also, Mantis is a physical freak. I mean, he's deformed. He's broken. He's, as he would say, he's bent.
That's so funny. Like, well, Steph he runs a little bit first. Like,
He's out of-
Mantis is Mantis the whole time.
Steph Curry's out of breath. Mantis's spine is, shaped like a W. Like
I will say, Mantis is probably, out of all the guys that I've been here for that make content, that guy makes content truly just. Like, I bet he's lost money at this point.
for the love of the game.
But he just is like, no, my purpose on this earth is to make content, and he's gonna keep doing it.
I think he's
Look at him,
doing
he's
well
done
now,
amazing.
though. I think he's doing like.
I was
okay
saying like
now.
on this stream.
Yeah.
I would assume he probably booked it for 24 to 48 hours. Then he booked it again, and then again, and then again.
Yeah, this one's hurting for sure. But also, these are when you start to get the views, and people are like, he's still in there. You almost
you like to hope that comes in the first week.
Yeah, 60 hours is.
like the Mantis
go.
is
Yeah. Go ahead.
The thing, Mantis is like the opposite of what we were saying about the alpha male guys. Because when we were thinking about the alpha male guys, I was like, well, we were talking about like whether it's their mission, and I was like, well, I wake up every day being like, I want to make people laugh, not I want to make money.
Right.
But then if you took the money away, I'd say I don't really care about making people laugh. So like,
Yeah.
it's
That
a
is-
humongously important piece to why I
Bro,
do it.
if I wasn't getting paid, I don't give a fuck if you're crying your eyes out. We hear stories all the time of people being like, yo, I was in a dark place. Like basically insinuating like if it wasn't for you guys, I would have killed myself. And I'm always like, man, like that's why we do it. And it's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because if I wasn't getting paid for that, you probably would have killed
It's a nice
yourself.
side effect.
It's a huge side. It's
the number one side effect.
It's right there. It's 1 and 1A, but it's 1 is the money.
It's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's 1 and 2.
or I'll even say it's 1A, but there's a huge gap between 1A. All right, let's do some voicemails.
Before we get to voicemails too, I want to say one thing. I've been so I'm on here to help the Jake Johnson's podcast. It came out the other day.
Oh, I was like, I think you're on here to be a co-host, not just to help, bro. I think.
Yeah. I'm on quotes here to help.
Yeah.
And I tweeted it out, and I was like, "Play it cool, John." But I can't play it cool. I think it's awesome. I was on Jake Johnson's podcast.
Definitely.
I love Jake Johnson, so please go listen to it.
I actually I meant to bring that up because I know how bad of a self-promoter you are. So yes, we should repost that. You should repost that. It's so foreign to us to be on other shows.
Yeah.
We do it so little that when we do it, I feel like we are like
at
least
Whiff on with me.
I feel,
Jake actually told me that they usually just use one. They have people in, and they usually just use one voicemail, but all mine are good. So I'm going to be in 3 separate episodes.
Hell
so that's
yeah.
nice because I was pretty fucking nervous that I just got.
Remember? You were. I was going to say, this guy thought he wasn't going to be on 1 episode. Now he's on 4? 3,
I think we had
3 more or 1. Either way,
Yeah,
multiple
there'll be 2 more.
episodes. Crazy.
I was positive that I got canned. I was positive that we did it.
The things that this man cooks up in his head, much like Jackie with her stories, we hear about like, oh, I think he heard what I said at that show about him. He's not putting me on his show. Those are just the ones that John voices. I can't imagine how many things are rattling around his empty fucking brain on any given night, just being like, that person hates me, this person doesn't like me, I'm never gonna talk to that person again.
I was so embarrassed because like I mentioned that I went and I was like, but then also because I was thinking like I can't reach out to them because I know sometimes people reach out to us like, hey, is that episode going out? And I'm always like, yeah. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't put that pressure on him,
Jake, because you don't like it yourself. Yeah.
And I was like, so I was just sitting here and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I bombed. They scrapped it. This sucks. This is so embarrassing. So apparently it's not embarrassing. Apparently there'll be more episodes. But go listen to it, rate it, like it, whatever, and deal with our show too.
Whoa, guy's got some cheeks, right? Wait, this guy. Hang on, pause. This guy. His voicemail has to be like, I just got out of the dentist. They took my wisdom teeth. What's the craziest dental thing you've ever done? I mean, his head is shaped like a triangle.
Hey, fellas. How we doing? And lady. Sorry, Jackie. So I used to make fun of people that wore cowboy boots that weren't cowboys. I was like, you don't need that. You're not like Jet, for example, from Pookie and Jet. With his black cherry Luke Casey, like
Fire.
You don't need that.
You can't even see his
We're
ears.
going to Nashville next week for like
His ears are covered.
thing, and I bought cowboy boots and like bootcut jeans and like a cowboy hat as like a joke, and these things are awesome. I'm never not wearing cowboy boots again. They're sick, and like by the way, I have no reason to wear cowboy boots. I'm making fucking bread. But I wear cowboy boots now. And they rock, and I get why people wear them. So my question is, what is something that you did or like wore or tried that you used to make fun of, and then you were like, okay, like I tried it now, I get it, I'm gonna do this now. So yeah, that's my question. And also John, if the Capitals play the Bruins in round 1 of the playoffs, I will see you there at the Garden. Talk to you soon. Go Caps. Love you guys. Bye.
All right. First of all, I don't think this guy's head's weird at all. I think I hadn't seen it when you were talking about
his head. You can't see his ears.
It might be like because I work with the Double Vodka Don that
I was gonna say he looks like Double Vodka Don, like a skinnier version. His head looks like one of those Easter
like
Island
much
blocks.
Skinnier version. Like that's a regular ass head.
What? That? You think that's a normal head pass?
That's a bad angle. I think
he's not doing himself any favors here.
Yeah.
Bro, if you look at someone dead on and you can only see like the tips of their ears because of your cheeks up here being fat, that's kind of weird. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Jackie, break the tie here. You guys got a weird head?
I can't really see. Hold on.
I mean, it looks like he got like stung by a bee, or it has like
I think he's
bottom
heavy.
heavy.
Hey, Bud, I think you got a beautiful head, dude.
Okay.
This is my sign, though. I've been thinking about getting a pair of cowboy boots. This is it. I needed it. This is the push I needed. I'm gonna get some fucking fire ass cowboy boots.
And they're gonna be like, a lot of money, and they're gonna be, and then. People will be wearing them all over the place in 9 or 10 months.
I was thinking about like not a full like a mid top.
Okay.
Like
Western is big in 2024.
Yeah?
The Western looks.
You guys are such. I mean, Jesus Christ. Western is so big. You guys should do Pookie and Jet videos. Feitelberg is fire today.
The other day, I got a blazer and I was like so excited to wear it, and then Jackie and Feits wore a blazer on the same day. I'm like, well, now I can't.
Keep me the third blazer guy.
Just like they're sport coats.
Sport coats. Excuse me, my fault.
Blazers. Typically navy blue with metal buttons.
Oh my God. I hate you guys so much. But here's the thing about, I guess you maybe kind of do this with some other footwear, but I feel like you're clip clopping all over the place when you're wearing cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Like it's you sound like you're wearing high heels.
You sound like the Monty Python.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I fucking retweeted the other day. God damn. I watched it probably a month ago, and I forgot how funny it is.
That's another one of my. That's like Bohemian Rhapsody for movies. I hate that shit.
Oh, it's so.
I hate when
funny.
every time I say that they go, "The Knights Who Go Knee," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I hate that part too."
The Knights Who Go Knee is kind of funny. The fucking when they get like very. Sound like very educated arguments is so fucking funny. We're the Knockout Syndicate. When they're arguing about whether or not are you saying a coconut could migrate? It's so funny.
It's kind of like Always Sunny, but like early, like Always Sunny humor almost.
That would make
like,
sense. Like I
bickering.
started watching this. This is the Monty Python is like what me and my dad would watch like starting when I was like 5. And at that time I liked the Knights Who Say Knee, and like now I watch it and I'm like, oh, this is like fucking.
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
But my to answer the voicemail's question, it would be like everything. Like everything I wear, I probably didn't like at one point, or like,
I don't think it was also just clothing, right? I think it was just like, is there anything you've?
The thing I would never go, it's the comfort stuff. He said something like, what's something you wouldn't wear or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I think you were saying what's something you thought you would never wear or do, and then you got into it. You liked it.
That's most everything I wear. The one I will stay strong on is anything that is like
athleisure type.
Yes,
Yeah.
where it's like, this is a T-shirt that makes you look good in bicep. Every Instagram ad, I will not wear.
And it's like it looks
Everything's-
like
it's
it looks like dress pants, but it's sweatpants.
It's a
like,
T-shirt, but it's functional.
Yeah,
all the T-shirts are functional. They're all functional.
How many people are putting on a T-shirt and be like, this is the wrong function? I don't really have many clothes ones, so I'm trying to think of just like other things in life that I was like very anti.
You strike me as someone who doesn't come around on much.
It's not really my style. Yeah, I'm pretty stubborn, I think.
Mine's crypto.
Are you
crypto
Like,
guy now?
you could ask me like 6 months ago, I'd be like, all you guys are fucking losers. And then I just threw
Now
a
you're
little
in
bit
it?
of money in there one day, and I'm addicted, dude. Check that shit like 15 times a day.
We are currently moving markets right now.
Yes, we
That's
are.
right.
Yeah.
Getting coins named after us.
You sugs up big.
Will that skip be out?
It's out right
Out
now.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
The,
new out of order skip.
We're literally the market's going crazy for USUG right now.
the fuck
Good.
out.
The texts have been going nuts, but the Greer's like, we're changed with USUG's on the run right now.
Can you cash in on that?
I didn't put any money in anything.
Probably
Bro,
should've.
I would I hope it goes to be like a new Dogecoin, but you guys don't cash in on it somehow.
BPDR. Yeah, BPDR is going to get made today.
That is so fucking good. Yeah, I don't know. I unsweetened iced tea. Used to hate it. Now I love it. Oh, it's our boy.
Crew was good listening to today's episode.
He even calls us
The
crew.
craziest part about that documentary, quite on set, that y'all didn't mention, was that bitch Peck was like best friends with John Wayne Gacy, fucking pen pals.
Crazy.
Insane
Did you know
how
that part? I didn't say that part.
was ever
Press
allowed.
pause.
Should have been arrested and killed.
He was like, there was just like some weird stuff too. They were like, he had like a pile of letters and he showed it off. He was like, yo, check this out. This is like my prized possession. And it was like this long letter. And at the end it was like, you know, your friend, like your buddy and your friend, like hope to hear from you soon, John Wayne Gacy. And it had pictures of him with the fucking signature and he showed it off like this.
Who had this?
The rapist on Nickelodeon.
Jesus.
Lot of red flags. Lot of red flags for there.
Arrested and killed on the spot. Which got me thinking, who in the afterlife would you want to have a conversation with / hang out with? Nobody you know, no family, no last words, no shit like that, but just like, this would be a cool conversation. Like we know Brian Peck is going to want to compare notes with John Wayne Gacy, that fucking weirdo. Feits, we know you're going to talk to Hitler. We love you for it. No judgment. I'm thinking maybe like Nancy Reagan, like the quote-unquote throat goat. And in this era of sabermetrics, like What kind of numbers you putting up there? Will Chamberlain, did you really score 100 points? Who knows? So, who you guys picking?
Wait, why are you the Hitler guy?
I don't know. I
Okay, I wasn't sure if
Hitler wasn't the first thing to pop
No,
in
like
my mind.
we've done some jokes, and you did the skit.
I'm pretty anti-Hitler.
Now, I do think we had that bit about how Hitler is like the biggest source of entertainment of the 20th century.
Well, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
So that I could see
well,
how that
Well, hang
could
on.
get
I can be
construed.
anti-Hitler, but also reap the benefits of his existence.
I think if you're
Dude, the fact that I get to watch Saving Private Ryan is definitively me reaping the benefits of Hitler's existence.
I think if you say things out loud like I'm going to reap the benefits of Hitler's existence, you might get this question answered like that. I'm just saying, I can't fault this guy for saying that.
Bro.
When you say things out loud like I reap the benefits of Hitler.
I said good entertainment comes from the World War II era. That's just factually correct. What entertainment comes from then? The best entertainment. All the best movies are like World War II movies. Because killing Nazis is a good thing. You watch people kill Nazis, like, fuck yeah, dude, that's tight.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Without Hitler, you can't kill Nazis. It's a chicken or the egg thing, right? My answer was going to be Jesus. But as long as I'm the only person, like, as long as it's not a regular thing that people can go back and talk. Like, no one's ever talked to Jesus and told him what's going on out here. I just love to be like, yo, you know
what's up.
They think you're like a god. And they're like, what?
me?
Yeah. That'd be pretty fun news to break to somebody.
Yeah,
Hey,
I would love.
the whole world thinks you're a god.
You're the Messiah. I would love to be like, yo, that wedding. They think you turn the water into wine. And he'd be like, I had a couple extra jugs in the back. I had a stash for me and the homies. Oh, and by the way, they call those your disciples now. He'd be like, what? Pabs, John, Jackie, they call them the apostles? What? They were
say
just
you
the
can
crew.
walk on water. It's a dock.
Yeah, like it was a puddle, guys. It was the shallow end. What are you fucking
I
talking
didn't even
about?
build it. I just showed up. The dock was already there.
That would be good
Yeah.
to really explain the full extent.
Yeah, they say you hate gays too. What? 12 dudes follow me around the whole time.
Jesus is a truly great answer. Hitler's is a pretty good one when you think about it. He said dead or alive?
I would also like to tell Hitler that they don't it's one of my favorite things about Apple is that he doesn't capitalize Hitler.
Yeah,
And I
you
just
motherfucker.
I just think it's so funny that
Yeah.
we're like we gotta draw a line somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna take a stand.
Like Beyonce gets like speaking like historically, who's a more important historical figure? It's the H man.
This is why.
I'm not
This
saying
is why.
it's a good reason.
calling him the
I'm
H-man.
just saying more people
He was
know
on
about
the cover of
Hitler
Time
than
magazine.
Beyonce.
Yeah, I'm just sound like a pretty big Hitler guy. All right, next up.
What's up, KFC, Feits, the whole gang? I was just putting my groceries away and was grabbing my deodorant, and I realized that I have been opening up my deodorant wrong my whole life. The little plastic thing that goes over the stick of deodorant. I usually spend like 30 seconds to a minute trying to pull that little thing off, depending on how long my fingernails are. And it never occurred to me that you can just use the little twisty part on the bottom to lift up the stick of deodorant, and it's a lot easier to take off that plastic cap. Took me almost 30 years to realize that. So what are some other things that you guys have figured out way too late in life, and how much time do you think you wasted on stuff like that?
To be clear, he's just talking about removing, like he's not pulling the deodorant up, right?
No.
It's
that
just the
little
top.
plastic thing. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have pulled that without twisting it, but then
Yeah, I've
there
lived
are
in
times
both
where,
worlds as well.
yeah. There's a million of these on like TikTok and videos where you're like,
The one
but
that
they're also
sticks-
like, I don't know. You don't have to do that either. You know, like the recent one I saw was cutting boards, like the handle. You can also just turn it around, put the handle right over your bowl. and you can
Yeah.
and it's just a hole
I've
for your
seen that.
food to fall
Oh,
in.
yeah.
And it's just a hole
I've
for your
seen
food
that.
to fall
That
in.
doesn't work like that.
And I'm like, I think you're just using the handle in that way.
Yeah.
But I think it's a handle.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that's the scrape your food into the hole. I think it's a handle that you're using that way.
The one that sticks out to me for some reason, despite the fact that I don't eat a lot of English muffins, is English muffins are made to be opened with a fork.
But that one worked. Like that one is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Right. Because if you cut it with a knife, and it's all flat, it is not the same.
Right.
There's no nooks. There's no crannies.
It's supposed to be with a fork. I don't even eat that many.
By the way, that's something you should get on board with.
What?
English muffins.
I'm not against them.
I'm saying you should work them into your repertoire a lot more. They're so good.
They are delicious. I
They
like
really-
a
when they get
burger.
the big ones now. Not big ones, but bigger. Yeah.
Well, you laugh.
It's just funny. You have the big ones now. They got big English muffins.
Well, because of burgers. Because sometimes I used to get R.I.P. to Rathbones, but the Rathbones burger was on an English muffin with a slice of ham, and it really makes a big difference. But sometimes, if you make a big burger, the Bones burger fit pretty well. But sometimes you go to these restaurants, they give you like a big patty, and you have like a regular English muffin, and there's a whole bunch of meat with no bun. Now they kind of make more. I think once Thomas's figured out people were making them sandwiches and burgers and stuff, they made a little grown man size version, and it's just a little bit bigger in diameter, but it's
That's the one.
it makes a big deal. It's a big difference. And there's a couple phonies out there. Thomas's is where it's at. Yeah, put that fork in there. But if you're doing peanut butter and jelly and all that shit, go with Thomas's. Have you guys done anything wrong your whole life?
Nah, all that shit on the internet. It's cute, it's clever, but you
never actually use it.
Yeah.
No.
There has not been one that I've ever like changed my life and implemented. It's like I've done it before, and sometimes I'm like, wow, that really did work.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, that's not my routine, and I'm not gonna do it
Yeah.
that way. Yeah, I think you're looking at a room of stubborn people. A lot of times, just like I'm just gonna keep doing things the way I do them, and that's that. The newest smash hit on Netflix. It's official. It's Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. It's the movie that Guy Ritchie made with all of the stars, all the major movie stars, now adapted to be a television series, only available on Netflix. It is officially the biggest smash on streaming right now.
I think it's like, I don't remember the exact. I want to say it was like 1.7 billion minutes watched, or however Netflix measures things. Like, it's far and away the number one. I think season 2. I don't know if it's officially already greenlit. Like, it's already, people are already talking about, like, it's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's a monster show. It's what you'd expect with
Theo James, Guy Ritchie,
the IP of The Gentleman, and Netflix. It's a monster.
It's what happens when you try to play gangsters at their own game. So don't miss The Gentleman, now playing on Netflix. If you're a fan of all of his other movies, Scratch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, if you're going to lose...
what did you say?
I think I said Scratch and Lock instead of Snatch and
Like
Lock.
Scratch and Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrel.
Yeah. Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
There it is.
You're going to lose your shit over the new Netflix show. It's all about the Britain's criminal underworld, where this guy inherits everything from his father who passes away, and it turns out that he is a crime lord. So it is Virgin Mary full of weed, Hitler's balls, cocaine chickens, and a priest with a shotgun. Just some of the things you'll see in Britain's criminal underworld. Guns out and pinkies up. It's The Gentleman, now playing on Netflix.
How we going?
Really good.
Really good. Like that. We don't do that a lot.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I had a great walk.
Oh, you're one of these, huh? What do you see the glass half full?
Well, I don't come to New York City a lot, so,
Okay.
when I get to come, it's fun. I wouldn't want to be here a long time, but it's fun.
Where are you from?
I live in Nashville.
Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from Alabama.
Okay, but either way, New York is not your style.
No, I do like it, though. It's really fun to stroll around New York City for a bit.
It's a good
but,
pop in
yeah.
and get the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too much. I mean, I spend too much, too fast.
The prices are.
They're getting exorbitant, bro.
But luckily, I'm from Boston, or I'm from Massachusetts, but lived in Boston for a while, and it's another like major city. So like, I've never in my life been
in a cheap place.
Whoa, yeah, I've never been like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Oh,
Except
yeah.
Tallahassee, Florida. Tallahassee, Florida.
You got your money's worth.
Bro,
in
I
Tallahassee.
still.
Tallahassee? What's there?
I went to FSU.
Okay, all right, yeah,
And-
okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
Dude,
I love Florida. I'm a big fan.
Are you? I couldn't do it, man.
I love the heat. I'm
Oh,
all about
I was just
it.
going to say, the one thing I couldn't do is the heat.
I love the heat.
Really?
And the sun. I'll go to Florida. I take my shirt off. I walk around.
You walk around shirtless?
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't.
I don't even have
Hell
that.
yeah, brother.
You know what I mean? I don't even have that good of a body. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
don't give a
Florida
fuck.
feels
Bro,
okay.
you're like walking around the street shirtless?
Yeah, I mean, not in a city, but like if I'm at a hotel off the interstate where they usually put me when I do a club, and I have to walk to the gas station,
You'll go
I go
shirtless?
shirtless. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, let's get. If
You
I
got
gotta
shoes
walk-
on?
I do have shoes on. I gotta.
I'm looking at those no
protect
shirt, no
myself.
shoes, no service signs.
Well, I tuck the shirt in my pants.
Oh, legend.
You class it up.
Yeah.
So when I
I'm not
get to
total
the
animal,
store,
come
I
on.
can put it back on. Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny. In Working Man, new special on Netflix, you bring up such a great point. In early on, you're talking about the Hooters shirts.
Oh, yeah.
and kids in Hooters shirts. And I was like, there's kind of like a popular joke, internet meme type deal with that. Any of the girls, or maybe it's any kids, who wore the Cookie Monster PJ pants to school are in jail now.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's 100% true. But also, I had a friend who would always wear a Hooters shirt, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world at the time. We're in
It
elementary
was the
school.
best. A Hooters shirt, and then you had the Big Johnson shirts.
Yeah. Yo, his dad would wear those. He would wear the Hooters
Oh, yeah,
shirt.
you had No Fear, all that stuff was.
No Fear was No Fear and One Basketball were like
Oh, yeah.
they were like silly because it was like, who the fuck do you think you are walking around with some shirt being like, I am the one who knocks, basically. But Big Johnson and the South Carolina Gamecocks hat that just
Oh,
said
yeah.
Cox.
Cox,
yeah.
They were just like blatantly
That was a
horny and
hit.
sexual. It was like, what are we doing?
And I would be so jealous of those kids. Like, damn, they're so cool.
Hooters shirt.
I
And
lived
was
in
like,
Charleston, South Carolina for a while. I would go to Columbia. I've been to a few football games. Yeah,
Cox.
I mean, I love the.
but like my parents would be like, "What are you insane?
Right, you can't
What are
wear a
you-
shirt
you're
that
go-
says-
They want to buy you a Hooter. You're fucking 9, dude."
Well, my mom was an Alan Kowicki fan who drove the Hooters car. And so she would want to go to the Hooters and meet Alan Kowicki when
Right,
we would
right.
do autograph signings. So, it's cool for me. I go meet the Hooters waitresses.
Hooters is phenomenal.
She had the
Hooters is
shirts,
always a great time.
so I would wear them. To us, it was just a racing shirt.
where's the
right.
best Hooters you've ever been?
Well, I think Atlanta, Georgia is the
Atlanta.
best Hooters I've ever been.
Well,
But I used to
right.
sell pesticides, and I had an annual sales meeting in Atlanta one time. And so me and a lot of the pesticide reps went to this Hooters, and it really was like pretty mind-blowing how attractive they were. So much so that a guy I worked with, I didn't know him, but he was with the company, talked me into going to a strip club. I had no money, but it was like, we were like, I was just geared up. I was like you with the wings. I'm like, let's just keep getting more attractive here. Went to a strip club. This was back in the day when you could check your bank account on your phone, and my check had just gone through. And so, I don't know, I spent
go.
$300 or $400 in the strip club. I had never really been to a strip club at the time. And then the guy I was with fell asleep at the bar, and I couldn't get him up. And I had to get the bouncer to wake him. I'm like, I don't even know this guy.
It's my pesticides, buddy.
And I don't. At least in a Hooters, you get the wings.
Right,
In a
right.
strip club, you just get disappointed.
I thought you were gonna say, you ever heard those stories of guys who are so drunk they're passing out during the lap dances, and the girls just keep on racking it up. It's like, hey man, you've been here for 30 minutes. That's 6 songs. That's
Oh, no.
Dude, I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah.
So it just happened. I was just
well,
at a
I was
bachelor
gonna
party
say,
and it happened.
I
Not to you.
I wasn't
No,
sure
and
if it was
wasn't-
like an urban legend or not. Did it? Because like I've heard of that, but I don't think I know anybody. It definitely happened to me. So I was like, is it real? And it happened to somebody.
It happened to one of my buddies. It wasn't a lap dance; it was a massage. So he got a massage. We were at Tootsie's in Miami, and he got a massage. He goes, I think he was telling the story the next day. He was like, first song felt great. Second song, finally relaxed. 8th song, woke up.
Oh, no. And if you're a
Woke up
massage
and now I'm
therapist,
broke.
massage therapist or a stripper, that's got to be the dream.
I have done. I'm not a huge lap dance guy, but I when they're doing the massages, I'll get those, and I feel absolutely ridiculous doing it, and but I also feel like in the moment, I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. It feels great. Turn the chair around.
Yeah.
They're putting elbows in. It's like, at that point, I am not thinking sexually at all. I'm like, I've got a scapula that's kind of really hurting. If you could kind of get under there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just did a podcast, and these guys were talking about, getting, during their massages.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've been to massage parlors that are so sketchy that I'm like, hey, I'm just here for a massage.
Truly.
Don't touch me.
I have some shoulder issues.
Yeah. I'm going to leave my pants on.
Yeah.
Because I really want you to focus on C4, C5. I've got some bone issues.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just don't see how that's all that enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's just do the massage. I'll take care of that myself if I need to.
I mean, I'll go on record as saying getting jerked off is pretty cool. I'll be a man about it.
I've never had it happen. I've been jerked off by
people.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They're people to me, Kevin. Okay.
If you're dating or you're like hooking up or whatever,
Yeah.
but if it's like just a stranger that you've been like, here, I'll do $40 for 30 minutes, and at the end, let's do something fun.
At Tootsie's in Miami, it was like we were late night. We got there at like 3 a.m. and the strippers were very quickly being like, if you want to have sex, we can go have sex.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm all set. Thank you very much. So. And then we were in this booth, and the two women were sitting there, and they were talking to me, trying to get me to do things. And I was like, I'm actually not interested, but thank you very much. I'm just kind of hanging out with my friends. And then they started talking to each other in Spanish and laughing at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're definitely, you're not even hiding it. You're clearly talking. Like one was like pointing at me,
El
laughing.
Yeah.
That's like if you're hooking up and a girl's like, you don't have to wear a condom. You're like, oh no, I'm definitely
Yes, I
wearing
do.
it.
Yes,
now.
I do.
I was like, if you're gonna laugh at me, I'll have sex with you. Fine, okay? But
Yeah.
stop making fun of me. If you're mean, I'm gonna get horny. Stop.
And maybe that's it, right? They make fun of you, and then you're like, all right,
I'll
I'm ready.
show you.
Yeah, that is true. It's like the thing you want to hear most in bed and the thing you want to hear least in bed. You don't have to wear a condom.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm in a
Exactly,
pickle.
yeah.
Because do I? Should
at
I?
least
Do
want-
I? Can I?
You want to be the one that asks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
I don't have to do this, do I? And they're like, no, I guess not. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not you don't have to. I've never used one.
What are they? I'm not even sure what
Yeah.
you're talking about. That's funny.
I just put in I put in a little nicotine. You're a former Skull guy, or you're still a Skull guy?
Well, I do cigars now. That's how I get my nicotine. But no, I'm afraid to dip again because I like it so much.
Yeah.
Cigars, I can do it a little bit and then lay off.
Have you jumped on the nicotine pouches trend?
Well, no,
you're
like I
real-
say,
you're
I
real-
like it so much that I'm afraid that if I do it, then I'll be doing it every second of the day.
What was your flavor choice?
I know a couple guys.
I always would do a Kodiak wintergreen.
Whoa, yeah, you like burning a hole in that.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I don't dabble, but even I know that's the real fucking deal.
I haven't done it in 12 years, and I can still run my tongue through here and like feel
it?
where it used to be.
Dude, I had a
Yeah.
I started very young, and then I had a catcher in college who I played with, who had braces, and he would go like this before he put a lip in to rip his gums up, so it would get like he's like it gets the nicotine in fast. I'm like, you're a psychopath.
That's insane. Where's that guy from?
This was in college. It was in Vermont. I think he's from the New England area.
And where is he now? Jail.
Yeah.
With the Cookie Monster.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like that. I would also, weirdly contrast. I would do sometimes the Skull, like sour apple or something like
Go
that.
the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, it was just it's a good flavor. It was like a good little mix up.
I was gonna say, did you ever do the mixes? Because in high school we would do like Bapple, which we'd get the berry, we'd get the apple.
Oh, no.
We'd put all those together.
Couple of,
we had
chemistry
cherry,
scientists
yeah,
over here
cherry and
mixing and
mint.
matching.
We also thought we invented pouches because we would take tea bags and we'd empty out the tea. Because some of us, we were in high school, some of us still had braces, so we'd empty out the tea bag, fill it with long cut, and then put the tea bag in our mouth.
Oh, maybe
And
you did it.
I mean, you know what? You didn't invent it, but in the moment, to not know that was a thing is pretty, ingenious.
Yeah,
Even doing homemade pouches. I mean,
We were just talking about it yesterday. He had a friend who poured out his dip spit to strain and
Oh,
So
wow.
we were. It
That's
was
the grossest thing I've ever. I mean, I've taken a drink from a spit bottle plenty of times, but it's like that's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Ever.
There were a lot of times when if I ever got pulled over by a cop, he'd be like, "What have you been doing?" Because when you're driving, you got your spitter here, your water here. You kind of just go grab it, and like literally like 10, 15 times. I grabbed the wrong one, and I would just I would like spit it all over myself. And then I was like, if a cop pulls you over, he's gonna be like, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Yeah, the thing we would do is in the bar, you get like 2 bottles, and you're spitting in one, drinking out of the other. And they're beer bottles. That way, it doesn't. You're trying
but
to
then
talk
you
to
don't
girls,
know.
so
Right.
it doesn't look like you're dipping.
But that's a dangerous game once
you
you've
get
had
mixed up.
10 or
But
15 of those.
If you're drunk enough, though, you're like, well, that happened again. It's like doing it hungover is a different thing.
Yeah,
and you're like, this is fine.
Yeah.
It gets gross.
When they spill, or you have a whole big bottle totally full.
I never realized
Yeah.
until like when I was in it, I didn't realize until after, like just how gross it is. Like I would have bottles just like laying around, and like I expected people to be okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, someone who doesn't do it sometimes I'm
Yeah.
just like, so like every shelf and everything here is just has a 20 ounces of spit.
Yeah, and then you open it, and it's like an old one, and you get a nice little whiff.
It would like.
Yeah. I mean,
Burn your eyes.
I found a video from 2004 of my buddy filming me like packing a can and then putting in a dip, and it looks so gross, but also like.
But so cool.
Yeah, I'm like, I'd like to
It's
do
the same
that
thing as
again.
smoking a cigarette. It's like, I don't know. It's all stupid, but the same thing is, it's cool.
Well, that's the whole point of my jokes on the Netflix special. Is like I'm like, yeah, smoking's bad, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so nicotine is like the best.
So, I mean, the Marlboro Man is like all that is, man. Joe
Yeah.
Camel was mad cool, and
Yeah.
Now in this special, you mentioned something that I thought was really funny. When you were in the trailer, paranoid. Are you sober now, or because you say at one point you're like, I used to do drugs? Is it just like you stopped doing drugs?
Yeah,
a little
I
bit?
still will mess around with weed a little bit, but
Okay.
even lately I've not been doing that. But yeah, I was doing some different stuff back in the day.
What
But
were you doing?
well, I don't really get too into
Okay.
it, but
black tar heroin,
Yeah, but you're hanging out in the trailer in the middle of the day, and you're like, what's going on outside? And the trailers are real narrow, so like a single wide, so you can go from side to side checking blinds, and you get yourself real paranoid. And then it's like if you just go outside, you're like, oh, it's actually a pretty nice day out here. But inside, it's so dark in there.
Dude, for the opposite end of the spectrum, being paranoid in an apartment is also very scary. 'Cause
yeah.
You hear all the doors opening, all the clicks going, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, who the fuck is outside the apartment right now?
Yeah, the great thing about being in a trailer park that's a little sketchy is that nobody wants to call the police. And the police is the real fear when you're doing drugs. You're actually not afraid of crime.
Yeah, nobody call the cops when you're on drugs. It's a pretty fucking strong rule.
Yeah.
Everyone should abide by.
Yeah, and it's like, this trailer park, it was not like, the crime wasn't bad, but everybody was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Like my trailer got broken into, and I'm pretty sure the guy that did it was hanging out with me, It
was an inside job.
Yeah.
What
pretty
did
sure.
he get?
Well, he stole my weed pipes. I had 2 little glass pieces. I had an old cigar box, and then I had some foam in there that I'd cut out the outline of so they were really displayed in there. And he took those, and he took my Nintendo GameCube.
Oh.
That was during that, I don't know. And it was during like tube TV days.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
That's too big to steal.
I was
But,
gonna say, you're not walking out with this thing right here.
right. So it's pretty obvious. It was someone that knew me.
I had
There
when
was
I
no money to take. Those were the most valuable things.
when I was in Tallahassee, I got robbed once, and the cops were just like, they just took my TV. And the cops were like, did you put the box outside? And I was like, well, yeah, I put it outside for the trash.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then they know
Like,
it's
then one
inside.
of your friends took it. I was like, well, they're not my friends, dude. They just live in the same building as me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still paranoid about putting the TV out in the box out in the trash, even though TVs are not even valuable.
Bro,
now.
you can
No
get like
one
a
cares.
150 inch for like $250 now. It's
I
crazy.
I firmly believe televisions are free. If
Yeah.
you were to break down the amount of use it gets for the price it costs,
Mm-hmm.
that's free.
Yeah, they're just giving them away.
Yeah. I can't believe there are still people who will pay like the $5,000 full well knowing that like in 1 year that will be like $500.
I know.
But like you have to have
away.
the 4K whatever first. Like it's
And there was
give
an
it
era where
25
they were
seconds.
like bent a little bit.
I bought one of those curved
Yeah.
ones and it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And it was that actually ended pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
The market was very quickly like this doesn't do anything, and I was one of the suckers that had one of those.
We had a big screen, the old school big screen that was like, and we lived on a second floor apartment, and we had to like, it took 4 guys to get it.
My
up
grandma
the
had one of those
stairs.
with like the screen that's kind of like you could push it in almost a little bit.
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
Yep, I had one of those.
I mean, it was great for the time. I mean, this was mid 2000s, still probably a little outdated, but
No, I mean, I think my grandma died. Yeah, so she probably had it in the 90s.
Oh,
late,
yeah.
late 90s, where it was like
big screen in the 90s.
big
that
screen
was
TV.
big money.
Because now it's like it's just like how big is your TV?
Right.
But there was TVs, and then there were big screen TVs, and she had that, and I had one of those also when I was first living out of college, and when we left that apartment, it was like this is part of the apartment.
Oh,
you
yeah.
leave like the toilet, you
Yeah,
you also leave the big screen TV. No one can move that.
Me and my buddy went in on the TV, and when he left, we left on bad terms. He wanted to take the TV. I made him pay me my half, and then I was like, you're on your own to get it out of here. If you're taking it, you're on your own.
Yeah.
I'm not helping.
Have you made any big purchases, like any celebratory purchases since the specials?
Well, I bought some land in 2020, and then I put a cabin on the land.
Nice.
And then so I've just been doing stuff to that over
Yeah.
the years. But no, not really. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really I'm not a big buyer of things. I got weird things I collect. I like to collect DVDs. I know DVDs in themselves are not weird, but nobody wants them anymore.
Yeah, but that's smart now with all the way everything's coming off streaming, and you're like, well, how? Like, what was I trying to watch recently? 27 Hours? What's the zombie one?
28 days later.
28 days later.
Yeah, you can't get it
Like,
now.
you can't watch it. I was like, I didn't know that. I'd never seen. I think I was just doing like a Cillian Murphy run, and people were like, yeah, you can't watch it. And they're like, you can try and buy it on eBay. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't even buy it on like Prime.
Prime, no. There's a couple of movies like that.
Why
a couple
is that?
Of, what's
Just
another
like,
one?
It's a real Contagion type. I think there's a bit of a conspiracy behind it.
Yeah. There's Old Boy. The original Old Boy. You can't get anywhere.
Interesting.
It's very like
You
can't,
have to have a
like, you
copy
can't-
of it.
Like you can't buy it even like new. Like they're not making it anymore either. So like to get
that's
it,
They
what
go
I'm
for
saying.
like money on.
I don't even really remember looking. I don't think it
Yeah.
was like regular though. Like I don't think it was crazy, but I don't think it was like $30.
You know what's so funny is I'm like I want to watch 28 Days Later.
Dude, me too. So I still
Yeah.
have to this day I haven't seen it.
Oh, I've seen it. It's I think it's probably the best zombie movie.
Well, now I feel
It's
very
really good.
smart. You guys got very engaged about the DVDs. Now I feel very smart about what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
you have gold.
You
You're
got
like,
your Beanie Babies.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be told what I can watch and what I
Right.
can't watch.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's a big thing now. There was since like Warner Brothers and stuff like that started cutting movies and taking things off streaming. I think like there's been a push to get physical media. Like
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, I think sold out in a day in Walmart because like everyone
Gotta have
you
it.
gotta have the physical media.
one of the best times of my life was early Netflix prior to streaming when it was mail service.
Oh yeah.
I had my dad got me a laptop that had a DVD burner.
Oh yeah.
And I had the seven movie package going. I could order 7 movies at a time, unlimited a month.
Yeah.
And I would get 7 discs sent to my house, and I would just burn them all without even watching them. Send them back, 7 more. It was like truly unlimited. And I mean, I had a movie binder
I love
this
that.
big. I had
That's right up my
I had like a
alley
whole
there, some
bootleg.
bootleg
If
DVDs.
I had a little bit more of like an entrepreneurial sense back in the day, I just was like the movie guy. People would just come to my dorm and be like, "Can I?" I was like a library basically.
Oh,
I could
yeah.
check it out. I could have made bank doing that. I had every movie under the sun. It was amazing. And I
love
watched
that.
a fraction of them.
Yeah.
But it's almost like a collection, just like knowing you have them.
I wish I had
at any
them right
moment.
now.
You want to watch Twister? I got it, bro. You're like whatever.
Bro,
it is.
just watch.
I used to
Great
do that
movie.
with CDs. I would go to the library and check them out for free and then burn them.
Burn.
Back when music, it's weird to think of a time when music wasn't just readily available.
Yeah.
With Spotify, it's like you can literally listen to anything you want any time of day.
Yep.
Back in the day, you're like going to a Blockbuster being like, hey, do you know this song?
Yeah.
There wasn't even a way to look it up.
There was an art to making mixtapes and your own
Yeah.
CDs and your own, like.
I still love a mixtape.
Hell yeah. There's
I'll
no.
make mixtapes, put them in the car, and then I'll be like, man, this is a great song.
I
Like I didn't make the CD.
I will say I've definitely a couple years ago I remember making some Spotify playlists.
Oh yeah.
And being like, maybe there's something here. Like maybe we can, like the same way you would follow on social media. You follow my page on Spotify, and we'll sell some ads somehow because I've got like a really great mix that.
Yeah.
And then I realized like every mix you've ever thought of has been made.
Yeah.
Like there
That
is
is true.
no. Okay, it's gonna be late '90s, early 2000s hip hop and R&B with an East Coast, blah, 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 like whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like there's someone who did that plus another 500 songs that
I do have the Dusty Slade country music playlist
Yeah?
on Spotify that I think is pretty good. 'Cause
Yeah?
it's my own personal. Like there's no genre. I mean, just
Sure.
other than being country, but it's old, new,
I was just gonna ask you. You answered
B sides,
already.
popular song. It's good.
Are you're a more? I guess it was stadium country. What would you call it?
Oh, I like the outlaw country
Yeah.
or like some sad country.
Yes, that's my
I'm
guy.
not really. I mean, there's some bro country I like,
Yeah.
but overall, I'm not into it.
That's what got me into it when I was in high school. Like I liked the Kenny Chesney, the Brad Paisley. Would you consider them bro country?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
they got they're still like late '90s, early 2000s people.
Right.
Still,
It's really like the Florida, Georgia, Florida. What's it called?
yeah,
Florida,
Florida,
Georgia
Georgia
line.
line.
That's
Yeah.
like that. When I think of bro
Yeah.
country, that's
and almost everything that gets an award now, feels like bro country, to me.
Right.
Or whatever new country. I mean, and there's some good stuff out there, but I like everything's about drinking and partying now. I like drinking songs, but I want it. You're drinking because you're sad.
Yeah.
That's what I
I'm taking this too far. It's
Yeah.
unhealthy. I might die.
like a Dwight Yoakam Two Doors Down where he's like crawling back from the bar.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. That's what I'm into.
Like a man.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I want to cry when I listen to my music like a man.
Yeah, you want some emotion behind it.
Yeah.
That was such a. I don't want to talk about it because people should go watch the special. But you did bring up such a great point about country music.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Well, I love country,
Yeah.
and I got more country music jokes. I got a YouTube video where I did a 7-minute or maybe even a 10-minute breakdown of the song It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, I think it's really. I want to re-record it and make a better recording. I just did that at a show, but it's really good. It's I just kind of take the character of the song and like, what's this guy really up to?
Sure.
Because if you listen to it, it's like, it's a hardworking guy, and he gets off work and he just wants a drink, but.
There's more to it if you dig in.
If you dig in, you're like, this guy's an
Yeah.
alcoholic. He's creating a lot of his own problems. You know what I mean?
You got a great beard, brother.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Is that it's dark though? Is that natural or you?
It is,
Okay.
and that's why people always think I'm wearing a wig because
there is a
hair
contrast.
and beard are
I was thinking to
different
myself,
colors.
one of these two things is fake.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, right? Even my arm hair is like blonde. I'm like 3 different hair colors.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know what's going on.
Because I'm at the point. Somebody came up to me the other day. This lady, I think, had a couple drinks in her, and she came up to me, real close talker, and she had recognized me from Barstool, and she said, "Are you from Barstool?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "I knew it. I saw the gray patch in your beard, and I knew it was you." And I was like, "If I'm being recognized by gray patches in my
yeah.
beard, I had never even I didn't care at all until that moment, and then I was scragglier than I am right now, and I think it's actually both sides.
Yeah.
But right here, right, yeah. And so when it grows out, it's like white,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
had never even considered that I might have to do some Just for Men or diet or whatever, or do I not do that and just power through? But it since having that happen to me, I now notice these things. That's a great one.
Yeah, that's like a YouTube comment in real life.
Yes. I was like, we have like a running thing where it's like there's just so many things you don't need to say to us,
Yeah.
and that's one of them. You could have just said,
mean,
I recognized you.
On the internet, people seem like I get mostly good comments, but people will find like the one thing that I'm like, oh, you're really digging in there. I got 1,000 good comments and this one really hurt.
That's the one that'll stick with you.
Always. The other 999 erased because
like if you're just like,
there.
you're not funny, I can handle that.
Right.
But if they're, they get deep with
Dude,
it.
I actually can't handle those basic ones. Those ones.
yeah.
The ones that I know were so effortless.
Oh,
are
yeah.
what really bother me.
They just
Like,
went.
you just so easily could have not said that.
I comment
Like,
back a lot, and my
are
wife
you?
tells me not to do it. And I try to keep it classy, where I'm like, I just kind of want to let them know, hey, I am reading this.
Yeah.
And, and a lot of times they'll go, oh, I'm sorry, man, I'm a big fan. I was just, I didn't know you read these. And it's like, yeah, but
It's
why
even
would
worse.
you say
It's
it?
like, then why the fuck are you?
Yeah. One guy commented, he was like, oh, I saw this guy in Phoenix, and he was just a regular boring comic or whatever. And I'm like, so boring that you had to come watch another video?
And you paid to go to a show, and now you're watching again. Yeah. On the beard, I have just regular brown, and then I have some ginger, and now the gray, and it just doesn't look good.
I disagree. I think
think
it looks
so?
Logan-esque.
Yeah, I think you got a good look. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. I almost wish I think salt and pepper looks like great. I would love a good salt and pepper. Or I want to go hyperspeed, make me a silver fox.
Yeah.
Like go all the way.
Yeah.
White, like
Did they
head to
make
toe.
like gray beard dye?
I
Or
think
what
they
if
do make
go
a
the
little
other
salt
way?
and pepper where they're like, you're not. Because that's the other thing is when you come in like jet black all of a sudden, it's like, well, what the fuck's going on here?
I got a few gray ones here and there,
Yeah.
and that's, and I think that's from when I got married. That's what my wife always says to me.
You
She
got
did
like,
bring an element of stress to my life that I had not had before.
But seriously.
but actually,
Also, a lot of comfort, too. She's a great mom, but a lot of stress that I had not had.
Yeah, it's like, how many years have you been married? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5. There it is.
That may be I got
Rings
feel
on a
around
tree?
that. Yeah.
So how did you and Nate become friends? Is that just Nashville?
Yeah, just Nashville, and they started that podcast during COVID, and I had met Nate a few times, did some shows with him.
The best.
But, he's great. And then, I guested on the podcast one time, and people liked my guest appearance so much that they, Nate asked me to join the podcast. Mm-hmm. And, it's great. It's really great. The biggest problem is that Nate is like the biggest comic in the world. So I have a Netflix special. I'm doing very well. But next to Nate, I'm like an open
Candle
mic.
in the sun. Yeah.
And the guy's breaking attendance records all over the country.
It's crazy.
Good
I
problem
mean,
to
he's
have,
with
though,
Fallon right now, right? I think I just saw him probably playing
Dude, there was a shot.
dome hockey with Fallon.
There was a shot of him in the round that looked particularly huge, like whatever the arena was. Because, I mean, when you get in the round and you're just like this, it's not like a court or like a regular thing. You're just one person on a little stage. It's just so many people.
Well, I did the show with him at the Bridgestone Arena where the Predators play, and they broke the attendance record there, previously held by Morgan Wallen. And it was a tiny little, and I thought the round, for some reason, I thought it was going to rotate while we were on there.
Yeah.
I feel like there has been some that have done
But
that,
I'm just I'm just a stand here kind of comic.
Yeah.
And now I got to rotate around. And it's like
we've heard that from a
17
couple people though.
Yeah.
That there, it's not what you usually do. There is this.
it's
weird feel to it.
17,000 people, and you're like,
Forget it,
And I'm
yeah.
up there for 7 minutes. That feels like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That to me, hey, tell a story to 17,000 people is like, get the fuck out of
know.
here. What do you mean? What am I supposed to do right now?
I'm doing 1,000-seat theaters and stuff like that pretty regularly, and I'll do an hour 10 a show, and now I'm doing 7 in front of 17,000. I'm like, I got up there, I was like, and then I'm like, all right, see ya.
The best I've ever heard, and I will never be in front of that many people, but Burr break it down, where Burr was like, he's like, I just treat it like it's 5 different theaters or whatever the number is. Where he's like, I'll do one show to this theater, and then my next joke is my next show, and I'll do that to this theater. And I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to break it down that way. It's another thing to do it. And pull it off.
Yeah, with him at least though, he's like more of an aggressive comic.
Yeah.
And and I do a lot of subtleties.
Right.
But Nate also does subtleties.
I was gonna say Nate's exactly
so
the
it's
same.
like he really ruins my whole defense of that. But
It's hard for me because no, he does the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's great. I don't know that. I mean, I always say this when I'm at a new level that I don't know if I want to do the next level.
Well, it's a good fallback. It's good, in
But
case
that
it never
does
happens.
seem like too much to me. When I was doing clubs, I was always like, I don't know if I want to do theaters. And then I started doing theaters, and I was like, actually, this is really nice.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, but I don't know. An arena seems.
I think arenas the idea of doing some like little crowd work and stuff like that kind of goes out the window because it's
Yeah, the
you got to
intimacy
just
is
have your
gone,
material. Yeah.
But I guess, if you're in that position where everywhere you go, you can sell 17,000 tickets.
Yeah.
You
Because
don't
what's
wanna-
cool about the arena part is all the fucking money.
Yeah, right. I mean, sometimes I'll do loose math on what people are making, and I'm like, these are like Sebastian Maniscalco. I was thinking he sold out like Madison Square Garden or something like
7 shows, I think.
like
He moved like 100,000 tickets in a weekend.
I was thinking he made each show after all of his cuts, and this is just loose math. I have no idea if this is true, but I was thinking he was making $1 million a show, like after agents, managers, and I don't know. This is just my figure, and I could be way off. But I can't imagine making $5 million in a weekend, and then still having a drive
to do more.
comedy.
Yeah, that's what's so amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, I got a
can't
cabin.
tell.
I'll be-
I can't tell what's more impressive about the comedians because we've talked to a lot of them by now, and I'm like, what's more impressive to me when they have the drive when they're broke, or the drive when they have the money? Because when I'm like, you guys, like, you could have just had a normal job and made normal money and not, like, slept on the cot for fucking 6 years, and you chose to stick it out. And then there's, like, now you have, like, a palace and you're still going to, Oklahoma to do your set at a theater or whatever.
Yeah, you give me a year of making $1 million a weekend, you'll never see me again.
Well, see that, but
it always just...
We just did 2 Bears with Bert and Tom, and we were talking about their new vodka. And Tom said, if it all goes well, you'll never see me again. And I was like, Tom Segura, you have never see you again money right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you want to
not to.
disappear right now, you can disappear. You don't want to.
I guess, though,
Yeah.
if you start to live a lifestyle, like, you could disappear and still do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
Like-
think Tom could disappear and do pretty much whatever he wants.
Think
I
so?
think Larry
I think even like I remember the rap producer Scott Storch. He blew $100 million. He had $100 million at one point, and then was broke at one point.
What was he? What did he blow it on?
Private
yeah,
jets.
private jets. Private jets was his main thing. Probably a bunch of drugs, but also private jets was like, I just want to fly private everywhere. So like, if you get to a certain lifestyle, you can almost spend any money.
Yeah, I still drive a Toyota Corolla. I am fine without luxury.
Dude, we were down there at this party, and there was a literal Ferrari dealer there being like, so, what are you thinking? And I was like, I lease a Ford Explorer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. And I want you to get out of my fucking face, pal.
Yeah. I mean, between me and my wife, we got a truck and a Corolla, and I'm into it.
Bingo, bango.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are living the dream.
I can haul some stuff, and I can drive and zip around everywhere and not worry about getting dents and dings. And,
When I was a kid, my buddy's parents were divorced. They'd just gotten divorced. And we were hanging out at his mom's house, and his dad came with a new car and to pick us up or pick him up or whatever. And so we're standing in like the foyer, and Mom's in the doorway, and he's walking up the path. And she goes, "New car?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "What is that, a Camry?" And he goes, "Nah, Corolla." And she just goes, "Thought so." And then we were like, "Oh,
no.
cold-blooded.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I thought so."
That's why I don't even like new things.
Yeah.
I like, give me clothes that have been worn a little bit. I don't want people criticizing my new stuff. I want you to think I've always owned this. That's always how I've been. I don't like anything flashy. I want to look like I wore the shirt for 10 years.
Really?
Interesting.
So you're gonna have money forever then.
Yeah, I mean, people love, like, you get your car fixed somewhere, and they go, "Oh, what'd that cost you?" And then you tell them, they go, "Oh, I could have got you a better deal."
Yeah.
But when you're looking for the better deal, they can't help you. People always can get you a better deal after. But when you
not in the
need
moment.
it, you can't find them.
That's a great point. Everyone's got a guy or should have gone to this or done that.
Yeah.
Where the fuck were you when it counted, man?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate it.
The Nate, I feel like Nate, the problems you're describing of Nate are good ones to have.
The best, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Which is actually so funny, too, considering I believe it was his last special. Maybe it was 2 specials ago, where he's got the joke about how his wife is selling things on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And it's like, fast forward 3 years. It's like, you sold out Bridgestone Arena. You don't have to sell things on
you don't
Facebook
need to do
Marketplace
that
anymore.
You don't need to do
Well,
that shit.
you know,
I bet she still does, though, because I feel like sometimes people... If you're that type of person, you just do that. No, it's not even about.
Well,
the money,
his wife is from Alabama too, so it's like, there's something ingrained in us Alabama people. I mean, we're down home. But I'm in a sense, I'm like 3 years behind Nate. I've been trending the Nate path for a long time,
brother.
so,
I would stay on that one.
Yeah, so I feel good. I feel
Yeah.
good about where I'm
Yeah.
at. Nate's about 3 years older than me, and we're just kind of
There you go.
trending the same way.
There you go.
I'm into it.
Cool. So are you Alabama? Are you a sports fan?
I like sports. I feel like now that Nick Saban's retired, college football's dead.
That was kind of my question. Is
Yeah.
do you care?
I love college football. That's my favorite.
Okay.
I grew up in Alabama, but I grew up right next to Auburn. I mean, I can kind of go either way. I know you're not allowed to do that. You have to pick one if you're from. But I'm like, I like seeing my teams from Alabama do well. When it comes down to the Iron Bowl each year, I'm like, well, who has a chance to win the national championship? And that's who I want to win. Because for a little while, I feel like it was like 9 and 10, Alabama won, and then 2011 Auburn won, and then 2012 Alabama won again. So there was like 4 years of the state of Alabama winning the national championship, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
We keep that going.
And I think the coach, I don't know his name fully well yet, but the new coach,
He's the guy from Washington, right?
yeah,
Like,
I
do
think there's a
something
good
before you-
chance for them to still be good. And Auburn, hopefully there's some hope for them with the guy. I forget his name. But,
I can't. You're not talking to college football guys, so
I'm not gonna be able to
can't-
help you either.
but NFL, I like. It seems to get a little less entertaining to me each year. I don't know, but I do like it.
I would agree with you on everything you said thus far.
Yeah, I think there is something about getting older where there was, you could have told me at some point in my life, like, hey, one day you're going to become less of a sports fan, and I would have been like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No goddamn way. And now it's like, it's just, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 small kids now too, so it's like, do I spend my whole Sunday watching football, or do I spend time with my kids?
How old are they?
I have a almost 3-year-old and a 9-month-old son.
Oh, wow, you're in
So
the
I
thick
have
of it.
A son and a daughter, and it's like, I just want to hang with my kids, and
Totally.
I'm like, if there's a game I really want to watch, I DVR it, and then I watch it, fast forward through the commercials, and it's the best.
I don't have kids, so I've never had to do something like that. Like, I don't know what I would do in that
Like, give up
situation.
your time?
No. I'm talking about like recording a game and watching it later. I don't know that I would. I don't know. Like maybe a Bruins playoff game or something like that, but like a regular season game.
No way. Even less so, because I'm like, I know I can find out the answer now. Like,
But, like,
I'm going to sit there
playoff-
and like not. Like, I could find out whether the Mets won this playoff game right now, but I'm going to wait for a couple hours. No,
I think if it was a
pretty
game
fun
7.
to do it, to fast forward the commercials, like it's certain things for me, like when Baker Mayfield got traded to Tampa, and then I got a chance to watch. I'm like, I want to see what he does.
Yeah.
I could find out if he wins, but
You
I'd
wanna see
like
what it
to
looks like.
see what he does,
Right.
what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, you would watch a game 7 on.
I think we'll get playoff. Like
stay off your phone,
I'm a hockey
obviously,
guy,
and, like-
so like the intensity of that. Like if there's a chance it's my last game of the season, I'd want to see it.
Yeah, because YouTube now you can go and you can watch the highlights of the whole game, so you can watch.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can watch. I can get caught up on the whole Sunday. just by watching those highlights. But if it's a game you really want to watch,
Yeah.
I actually also hate the YouTube highlights because they're like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's like this is as long as the game is.
Right.
Like SportsCenter, they used to give it to you in like 45 seconds, minute and a
well,
half, something like that.
SportsCenter, it is a shame what happened to it.
Dude.
SportsCenter used to be the best.
I was thinking about the duos, the anchors. Like, they're some of the funniest people ever.
Oh, so great.
Like, right up there with comics. Like, they
Yeah.
were writing their own, or somebody, I don't know if it was them or ESPN.
No,
whoever.
they were writing it.
Because, like,
Remember there
that,
was
to
a
me, that's
show?
writing material.
Yeah.
There was like a Making the Band for SportsCenter.
Yeah, there was one
where it
that like
be-
won the.
You
won
could
the-
become an anchor, and they had to write their own jokes. and stuff like that.
2009 to 2011, I was running around selling pesticides. Sirius XM, I would do Mike and Mike in the morning, Colin Cowherd, Scott Van Pelt,
Mm-hmm.
Doug Gottlieb, all day. These guys are so funny,
Yeah.
so entertaining.
The 90s duos where it was like, they were like tag team wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't really, they would mix and match a little bit, but for the most part, it was like, these guys are together. This guy's catchphrase.
Oh, yeah.
The commercials were funny.
Yeah, I'm not a
And then they
baseball
just
guy,
let it
but
go
I
to
could watch
shit.
those guys' baseball highlights all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Baseball highlights are arguably the best.
Yeah.
Like, because you see like either a ball get hit 10 miles, or you see someone lay
strike
out,
or a great web gem. That's a good.
I think baseball has the best highlights.
Basketball can you can see some cool shit in basketball.
Basketball, I actually would say.
I know
think
you're not a basketball
Like,
guy.
I do, 'cause
you
there's
don't
just-
appreciate the greatness.
It's like the 7-foot tall guy dunked. Congratulations.
You sound so dumb when you say that.
Like-
We still have to get you that little Tykes.
I
Yeah.
can watch some on TikTok, watch some 80s, 90s basketball highlights all day. Like, I mean,
love it.
I sound like, a very white guy, but I'm like, I can watch Larry Bird pass the ball all day. You know what I mean?
What was it against the Hawks, the game where he only shot lefty?
Mm-hmm.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard in my
Yeah.
life. Bird, and again, I grew up in Massachusetts. My dad, Larry Bird, is God. So he would tell me all the trash talking stories. and
Oh,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I just saw one recently that I hadn't heard before, where they were playing the Nets. I forget who they had played beforehand, but it was a back-to-back. They were somewhere in Middle America, and it was snowing, so the plane couldn't get off the ground. They finally get to Jersey 2 hours before the game. They've been sitting in the airport all day, just eating airport. It's actually crazy to think too. 40 years ago, it wasn't. Every player had an individualized doctor and plan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
So get here on time and fucking.
They were flying commercial, sitting in the airport with a delayed flight, eating Sbarro, waiting to go play NBA basketball. That's
crazy.
And I don't know the point guard's name who was on the Nets at this time, but Bird, they finally they got dressed and they're in the locker room and Bird's like, let's go take it out today on these fucks. And he goes up to the point guard right before tip and goes, hey, sorry about what's about to happen. I've been eating hot dogs all day.
Yeah.
And then dropped 40
out of my
on
hands.
him.
Yeah.
That's
I
fucking
love that
amazing.
stuff. You'll see guys on the sidelines smoking cigarettes. There's Dick Trickle was a NASCAR driver, and there's a clip of him smoking a cigarette in the
yeah.
NASCAR.
There's that picture right there. Keith Hernandez is smoking a cig in the dugout.
I love that.
It's 80s baseball was forget about it. Drinking beers in the clubhouse, probably doing blow, smoking cigs.
I love that stuff. There's a movie called Ip Man. I don't know if you ever watched that. It's a really great kung fu movie. But it's these two guys are about to fight each other. They eat food, they sit down, they have a cigarette, and then they go, all right, let's fight. It's so great.
to the death or just a fight?
Just a fight,
That was a big thing in hockey. They've been trying to kind of slowly get rid of fighting. And one of the rules they came up with in order to stop it was you can't take your own helmet off. Because guys would just, drop the gloves, take the helmet off, start fighting.
Yeah.
So, they're like, if you can't take your helmet off, then you're going to want to, you're not going to want to punch a helmet, so there'll be less fighting. And I don't know if they outlawed it, if they realized the loophole quickly in preseason, or if it lasted a full season. But the guys would just go up to
Take each other's
helmets off.
Yeah. Well, I just went to a Preds game.
Now we go.
I went to a Preds game, 2 scores in the first quarter period, whatever it's called, and I'm not a hockey guy, but I went to the game, 2 scores and a fight, first period. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Got the Gordie Howe
That's
hat
what
trick
I'm
first
talking
period.
Yeah, what is it? It's a goal, assist and a
Assist and
fight.
fight,
Yeah. How about this dude on the Rangers who just kept fighting and kept losing?
Matt Rempe?
But everybody loved him because he's getting his ass kicked though, right?
No, I don't. I haven't followed
The
that
highlights
closely.
I've seen,
The
he's
fights.
always getting his face punched in. but they're just like, it's awesome, man. All right.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had he had at least one black eye. So I mean, he's taking some hits. I haven't seen enough of the fights to know how they were decided.
It was like 5 in a row. Though.
yeah, you fight every night.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's go.
Like you ever see the movie Goon?
I actually have not with Sean William
really
Scott.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what he is. He's bad at hockey, I guess, but he's the guy that starts the fights.
Is there a comedy equivalent of a hockey goon?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Ralphie May was that kind of guy. I mean, he would really go at people. I don't know. Rich Voss, maybe.
Yeah.
Rich Voss is always yelling at somebody.
Yeah, I saw Rich. I opened for Rich Voss years ago at Zany's, and this lady kept heckling him. And then he's like, I don't want to make fun of you. And she's like, bring it. And she was a little bit of a heavier woman. And he really lights into it. He goes, you don't want me to bring it. But then he does. He really lights into her. And he goes, I'm sorry. He goes, that was too far. I shouldn't have do that. I should have done that. Let me buy you a drink. What are you having, a meatloaf milkshake? It's still my favorite line I've ever heard. It was so good.
Yeah, you don't want it, man.
I know.
So the special is on Netflix, Working Man, and
Very funny.
And so you said Nate brought you onto the pod, so that's like officially a part of it.
Yeah, I'm a co-host.
Yeah,
I've been a co-host for over a year.
Yeah.
It's great.
So yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
Cool. So,
yeah, it works out well because Nate has to miss more than he used to now because he's incredibly successful. So I kind of fill in.
Nate's one of those guys. I'm gonna get something here because I was on a crusade for a long time to try to find something about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson that was unlikable.
Okay.
Or sometime that he pissed somebody off or did something, and you'd be hard pressed to find it. What's something that Nate Bargatze has done? Let's get Nate Bargatze canceled.
Well,
I think it's impossible.
I don't. I hear. I know him fairly well. He's a very nice guy, and I really don't know anything bad about him.
It's not a thing, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and I even hear things, just nice things that he does for people. He really cares about his fans, and he cares about comedy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
he's perfect.
He really is a nice guy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so nice that I'm a pretty nice guy, but even I want to go in on people on the comment section of the Nateland podcast sometimes. And I'm like, Nate would never do this.
He would never consider
But
it.
I'm like, I can't wait to do it. And I'm a pretty nice guy, but I'm a little rough around the edges at times.
And even when he was partying and tearing it up, it was still always wholesome. Like it was, and now it's just he's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was a real partier, but I was blacking out 3 times a week, and saying awful things to people. I was losing 2 or 3 friends a week, and I was good at making friends, so it was okay. And I have a turnover rate of friends.
I think the 20s you don't keep. The 20s you meet if you're a partier. The 20s you meet friends. They're not there still at the end.
Yes.
They're
like a free agent.
Yeah, that is true.
Pick them up for your partying.
And to be a good alcoholic, I think, like that, you just need one buddy that's also like you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you can do whatever you want.
It's your road dog.
The other friends are collateral damage. It does't matter. You and this guy are just, you get kicked out of the bar, he lives with you, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He'll get kicked out just because you've been kicked out. And I had that friend, and we're not really friends now. So you're right.
No.
I quit drinking, and he kept going. So.
Love it. All right, man. Well, we appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.
I
Thanks so
appreciate
much,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Pleasure
thank
talking
you.
to you.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.